Okay, welcome to our next game of Pathfinder. It is session number 116 or season 6, episode 8. In game, it is the 17th day of the 7th month of the year 4710. And at the table today, we have Peter.
Greetings! I'm playing Lord Willie One Kenobi, human monk of Yangahoth, the Dwarven City. I'm the husband of Ruby One Kenobi. I'm currently the leader of this band of heroes, and somehow second in command of the Hell Knights under my lovely wife. I'm not sure how that happened either.
Well, she did say you were going to get more responsibility.
Yes, she did.
On more than one occasion. And just decided that was the right time.
Sink or swim.
What doesn't kill you makes you scarred.
Yeah. Yes.
Next at the table we have is Ross.
Yes, I play Andre, War Cleric of the Asma. Currently surviving the plague of serfs, or the serfs of plague, bearing. Unfortunately, some fellow comrades did not do too well.
Just a snack between friends.
Currently residing in what church is it?
You're not currently in the church.
Oh, that's right. We did the escort mission, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah. So we just finished an escort mission. Woohoo!
No, you haven't finished the escort mission. You're doing the escort mission.
I thought we got the priest to where he needed to be.
Yes, but he never said that was the end of it.
We didn't read the fine print, did we?
So just remember, in most escort missions you do in computer games, it's never A to B.
No, it's always A to B to C, D, occasionally J.
So, well, we're here now, but we need to do this. It's like, we haven't quite finished
Forgot all the
yet.
side quests.
Yes.
And don't get the pipe off Joe, I mean Judy.
And joining us today is Chris.
Hello, my name's Chris. I have a halfling ranger whose name I've forgotten to write down, but it starts with Doom. He is a basically light infantry scout and capable of getting something you don't want found through.
And I'm sure it will be less disastrous than the last halfling we had in the party.
Crunchy on the outside, chewy in the middle?
No, that one basically became the high priest of lust.
Oh, that's the one you're telling me about.
So that was a party member.
Oh,
Okay.
that's right, the 20 followed by the 1.
Yes. And online today we have Jeremy.
Good evening all, yeah. I'm playing Zarthrop Kalengamal, the gnomic archaeologist, who happens to also be pretty good with potions and bits and pieces, and an expert healer if anyone wants to join, who's nice.
It's always handy to have.
And hey, throwing the bomb to heal you is always fun.
Yes, the healing spooge.
It really makes it cheeky.
Joining us just as we're all starting up is M.
Hello, I am playing a new character today called Jasper. He is a catfolk, witch, seer of the stars, diviner of the stars, and seeker of the truth of the dark.
So you're a Necomancer?
No, more like a debuff monster. Well, at least that's what I'm trying to be. I think I might have to swap some things around.
Japanese anime.
Because I literally just built him this afternoon. So there's some questions I have.
Does he have a nice big? Does he have a big broad rim hat?
No, that's fine.
No. So if you see the photo, he's got piercing green eyes, with mage robes, and he has like a gem on his forehead that looks almost like his eyes.
It's a cat with attitude.
Yep.
Whiskers.
What was it?
And I'm sure that it'll be interesting to see what happens with that next. And joining us when he can will be Josh.
Yeah, if we're going for the anime, that's a familiar cat. Because all those cat familiars normally have a gem in their bloody foreheads.
Yes.
Oh, God, was it Sailor Moon?
Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon.
Exactly,
There's some other one that I was watching that this guy's got no magic talent, but he's bloody good with a sword, and he's familiar as a black cat with a gem in his head. I'm going, okay.
I liked Sailor Moon when I was a teenager,
Yes.
but for the wrong reasons.
Yes.
Because you couldn't just quite see when that skirt twirled.
Yes. Didn't stop you from looking, though, did it?
Nope.
Okay, so we've got a mini dice tower.
Well, that's the one for me to roll on. So it goes on camera and I don't have to worry about it. And it still makes the dice flash. Okay, so who wants to do the recap for last session? If you can remember.
Well, most of the bad things happened to M, so maybe we should let M do it.
I wouldn't say really bad things. I think the bad things actually happened to Parry.
Silver got promoted.
I called the attention of a mad queen, and I made the mistake of misunderstanding what Martin said, and instead of just walking away, I tried to bargain with her and failed miserably.
Oh no, you bargained successfully on her end.
Okay. You proved yourself worthy.
You now have a promotion, you now have work for life.
A job for life.
And training, backing, they've got your back.
Just basically hope it's not like Countess Baphomet.
And they will help you with your whole dealing with secret stuff. Just now they're working for them. But hey, you did want a promotion.
Personal.
Yeah.
And look, you no longer have to be the leader, you're just the follower, just like Silver wanted.
And you'd be able to drink lots of distilled alcohol.
Okay, so for the story so far, they had been signed up by the Pathfinders with the help of the Hell Knights to travel to Korvosa and work with the Church of Abadar to figure out what's going on with this plague that the Queen states doesn't exist.
She seems to have changed her mind, though, at the moment.
Well, you've sort of pushed her hand a little bit by showing up as an investigative force in her court, making announcements and proclamations.
No, the person who made all that announcement now is now her servant.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yes, but the group did so in what was considered a public setting.
Might be part and parcel for the career change.
And we shall find out what happens to Silver in the future, but not this session.
Mm.
So they had travelled to the Vault of Abadar, which is a church, bank vault, holy place. Definitely has far more money spent on it than most of Korvosa.
So when you say bank vault, like in bank vault with a big heavy door that requires many locks to open?
So think Fort Knox style bank.
Right.
Where everyone puts the money they don't want to go be stolen in. But they have to go through a huge rigmarole to get it.
Yep.
Because the church is trustworthy as long as you pay them.
Sounds like a normal bank.
Yep. So they're
Keeping fees.
very much modelled on the modern bank, except where gold is the currency.
So basically, like lots of safety deposit boxes.
Safety deposit boxes, ledgers, no interest.
No.
No, lots of interest. You want it to be safe.
Well, the interest is whenever you borrow money from them.
Yes. Usury.
And when they say you sold it for an arm and a leg, that can literally happen. Because the Abadarian clerics are not the good guys, they're not the bad guys.
They are the guys.
They are the guys. They're neither good
But
nor
they can
bad.
work back for you if you like, if you pay that up as well.
Yeah, they're also more than happy to show it to you for a price.
Exactly.
So once it's in, it's hard to get back out again.
As long as you're willing to go through all the rigmarole and bureaucracy, you can get your money back out again very easily.
So you put it in there only because you got nowhere else to put it.
It's guaranteed.
Safe.
Yeah, it's safe.
They actually guarantee it.
Till someone dimension portals in and takes the lot.
That has never happened. And if it does happen, they guarantee they'll replace it.
And the person who stole it probably gets damned.
Unless, of course, the person who steals it can't get damned.
Unlikely to happen. It's a horror setting. Anyone can get damned, including a god.
No?
And gods are very good at damning people, so if you say God damn it, there's likely to have a god show up.
Or itching for business.
Oh no, don't do...
Yeah.
Or ambulance chasing deities. Oh, that'd be lovely, that is.
There is a huge amount of deities in this setting, and they are listening.
Yes.
Yeah, even
Oh, so this is very much like Clash of the Titans. When the gods are taking a personal interest in what's going on.
They all are, because that's how they bank their, expand their followers and influence. And when people use their name in vain, they let them know. Sometimes curse them, sometimes do other things to them.
Yeah. There's a good time not to be female then, when Hera takes an interest in Zeus's activities.
I got cursed by Pharasma.
I
I got better.
Is there actually a party? Is there a player who's been in the game so far who hasn't been cursed besides Ross and Chris?
Well, I'm cursed.
Oh yeah, you've been cursed now.
I was cursed on the first session.
That's
What
correct.
about what about Parry?
I believe Parry's gone through a couple of curses.
Is he?
Yeah.
With a few geese amongst friends.
Basically, I had to do that, or the entire party would have most likely been very disadvantaged.
Yes, because if you use the term leech around Andre forgets the symbols.
Nice easy way to have a
Private
private
conversation.
conversation. Yeah.
Okay, so when they reached the vault of Abadar, they encountered the unwashed masses who were plague-ridden.
Yep.
And failed to run away in time as Parry got piled on, as they realized there was a cleric amongst you, and they mistaken the robed wizard as the cleric because he was the last one to move.
Yeah, he got trounced by the surf.
And then you made it into the Church of Abadar and had your clothes mended with the price of, well, you're doing a delivery of one of their members to the outskirts of town to talk to the head of the Korvosa Guard.
Yes.
Although Blinkermole remained behind, but actually worked in the plague ward in the Abadarian temple.
Which one did? Zarthrop?
No, yeah.
He...
That's correct. I kept Blinkermole, but obviously it's so.
I believe Zarthrop would have gone with them because of they would have waited for you to work in the ward before sending the group.
Yeah,
Because
I remember that.
the main thing is they wouldn't leave non-Abadar members in the church.
because we were doing that for doing all the clothes and that were getting washed, and Parry getting
All good then?
sort of healed.
Sort of.
Well, we couldn't have a cleric of Pharasma do any sort of divine blessings in someone else's home.
No, so we had to go back to the normal healing and medicine and.
Oh, of course, there's... Yes, it's
Yes,
demarcation.
yes. Let me just make a call out to an outside source.
Invite them into somebody else's house.
Yeah.
Come on in. Work your miracles here. Sure.
they'll be itching for the opportunity to get invited in, and crikey, how to work on your tan to 10,000 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, so, and how to get cursed by multiple gods at the same time. Not only would you be cursed by your own god for breaching someone else's temple, you'd then be cursed by that temple's god for causing said breach of temple.
And being apostate's frowned upon, hey?
Well, you can choose not to believe in the gods as much as you like. You can also choose to...
be like Rincewind doesn't believe in dragons even when he's riding one. He doesn't believe in dragons.
Okay, and just joining us now is Josh. Hello, Josh.
Hello. I am Josh, aka Perry, the buffest wizard known to man. And former leader of this shitstorm we call a party.
And hey, so now to introduce the new characters and let you know just how fun this will be. You've made it all the way to see Field Marshal Cressida Croft and the Korvosan Guard on the edge of Korvosa. And when you arrived there, you managed to be there just in time to see the Queen's own investigative group wearing plague masks and being told that anyone impersonating the Queen's physicians will be considered treasonous, which had Andre pulling his own mask off.
Can I paint it a different colour?
Just wearing it is considered mimicry in their thing because they do not have morals and quite happy to eliminate the competition.
They're bored and they're looking for opportunity.
Okay, so I'm not wearing a plague mask, I'm just wearing a face mask.
And they also, because I did make that announcement last session that those who pretend to be the Queen's physicians or healing group will be executed for basically treason against the nation and with the grounds of causing panic among the people.
You can always throw in a few cases of blasphemy as well.
Well, no need to worry about blasphemy because, hey, she's the Queen, she's in charge.
Mm-hmm. She says it goes.
Yeah.
Until you're not in the kingdom anymore. Or queendom.
And while you're there, you are actually introduced to the one of Cressida's subordinates who recognizes you from reputation because none of you have actually been here from this group. All the long-termers have died.
So the name of the group continues though the individuals have changed.
Yep. We had a mass die about 7 or 8 sessions ago.
Yeah.
Where we lost all but
Welcome to the ship
2
of,
party members.
Welcome to the ship of Thesis.
Yeah, disease and demonic possession.
Yeah, just as the cleric fronts up.
Yeah.
What was that, Jeremy?
Oh, God, no, that's right. I had a couple of thoughts. Hang on. Welcome Harry around here, but he wasn't in the party. He wasn't in the
He was in the Friday night, not the Wednesday night group.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, he didn't come to Korvosa.
Yep. And so, amongst you, the subordinate is introducing you to friends of the guards. So they won't actually be Pathfinders at this stage.
Okay.
And that you've been asked to take them on as part of not popular with the Queen.
Their jobs
They seem to have gotten the Queen's displeasure in some manner.
So you want us to accept people who are not liked by the Queen, so that we also may not be liked by the Queen.
Well, you're already not liked by the Queen.
So we're just adding to the not liking of the Queen.
It was a case of we're convenient. We can be, if they die,
spot,
we
make it
can
easy
get
to find.
blamed. Should the occasion
So it
arise.
means that these people are male.
Okay.
And they say, to be handy, we do have our Doom over here. He is a exceptional smuggler, good at getting rare things where they need to go, and knows the right people to bribe.
In my backstory, I had a reputation for getting medicines through, getting things, small things through, because there's not a lot of me. And I can hide things in places where people wouldn't actually think to look. I can get messages through. I can just get through, and I can be just not noticed.
And we also have Jasper, the the Queen has an aversion to cats.
What allergic to fur?
Oh,
I don't like the Queen.
a male
Doesn't
furry.
like cats. There's something seriously wrong with that woman.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that your patron as such is Cheshire Cat.
And at which point you're introduced to M's new character.
That's why M went for a cat, to get blessed by the Cheshire Cat every session.
It's not an actual Cheshire Cat in this one. The Cheshire Cat is in the D&D one.
Yeah, I know, but this cat was doing. These cats have been doing tricks, so I'll go. Yeah.
Could be worse. It could be worse than Bugs Bunny.
The Chaos God.
Wow.
I'm going to walk over to the cat.
Yep.
What's Daffy Duck then?
So M, you're up. Hello, M.
Yes, sorry, I am here. I'm here.
What was your name again?
Where am I at the moment?
You are in the Korvosa Guard Tower on the outskirts of town, having been fallen into the Queen's bad graces because you're a cat.
No.
And
Okay.
male.
No, the cat. That's all that's necessary here. The Queen hasn't even noticed that it's male. It's just that it's a cat.
Okay. Oh,
Pretty much
so cats are actually worse than males here.
Oh, if she realised it was a male, there might have been a hit squad sent after.
So does that mean that? Wait a second. So if the Queen hates cats and has gone, basically, no cats in this town city. That's probably the reason why there's
Oh,
a
no.
huge rodent increase.
Yeah. Investment in owls.
So I walk over to the cat.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about yourself.
Jasper looks you up and down and sort of closes his eyes. Can I see the sky from here?
Can you see the sky? No.
No, okay.
You're inside a building.
Would I know what the sort of celestial stars are doing at the moment? So my background is astrologer.
Okay, so it is middle of winter, and it is wrong season. No, right season. Yeah, right season. What's Northern Hemisphere? Northern Hemisphere is
Winter is our summertime.
winter is our summer, so it would be midsummer then, midsummer, because
So Capricorn. The house will be in Capricorn. Don't know what comes after Capricorn.
as it is the 17th day of the 7th month, whatever that would be in our equivalent.
What, July?
No, for the star.
That'll be Taurus. That comes just before Leo.
Because I don't do horoscopes, so I have no idea.
We're playing a horror game. You don't do horoscopes.
No.
No, it's because the stars are always right.
Well, he's always right.
Basically, I want to know whether the person in front of me is sort of loved by the stars or loved by the sort of celestial.
Oh, you're going to do my horoscope?
I was going to do that on Willie.
Oh, right.
Okay.
I'm Willie.
Looking at Willie, you can't even tell Willie's star sign.
I've certainly had a hard life, but
So does Jasper end his sentences with meow?
I'm very meowful.
No. Just perfect.
Yeah, it's just perfect.
No, he's actually he's quite intelligent. So no, he does not.
If he gets hit in combat before flying.
But like most cat folk, there is a pun to his name, but it is a slight pun.
So when you're saying your cat, is it like fur like Persian or like a domestic short hair?
I don't know if Martin can get the picture up bigger for you.
Looks like fairly
short.
Can't tell because you can't see the rest of the body because it's clothed, but it does look long hairish.
Oh, Persian.
Middle hair is dark. He has feathers sticking out.
Yes. I know that type of cat. My son loves them. What are they called? Lycan. Ugly cats. Beautiful personality.
I thought sphinxes were ugly.
And
Lycan looks like it fell into a washing machine and had half its fur removed.
Okay, so the Jasper has been told that Willie is your only hope of getting somewhere safe.
Okay.
Will he make it?
So much trouble.
Will he make it?
I can't divine whether you are my savior or not, but I will.
So many Star Wars quotes in the background.
I hope to the sky that you will be my salvation.
As I've asked before, tell me about yourself, cat person.
Oh, hey, this is a time of Lily's starting to get annoyed.
Tell me about yourself.
I think he said it now.
As you say that, a raven lands on your shoulder, and then sort of flies over to Jasper and sits on his shoulder, and Jasper will go, I see and read the stars. I make potions and concoctions and curse and hex those who displease me.
Speaking of animals, it's going to come in handy.
Who do you worship? If anyone.
No, I have a deity.
Best?
Where is the deities?
Deity of stars.
So the evil ones, are they Naiades?
No.
I don't think he's an evil one, but he made sense. Well, yeah, he's kind of two-faced, which kind of suits the cat.
Well, it would have to be one of the gods of the region, as so you have the choices of Abadar, Asmordigan, Desna, Ezreal, Gozra, Iori, Lamastu, Pharasma, Robagug, and Sarenrae and Shalom, because they're the gods of the region.
Robagog's always a good choice.
As is Lamastu.
Okay, I was looking at Nethys.
Who doesn't have a following in the region.
probably explains why she's with us.
I'm from this
Well,
region.
he's with us.
Each character's from this region as the base design of it. If your character's not from this region, then you'll end up with penalties much like Ross's character.
Well, when we say region, he's talking the whole of Varisia. You don't need to be from Korvosa area if you want to, but the whole of Varisia.
Yeah, so, but Nephies isn't an option, like, at all.
It is not a god of this region.
No, it's not.
Occasional travellers will show up worshipping Nephis, but there is no actual church or shrine located in this nation.
A structured
So
following.
who is Nepis?
One of the gods of magic. Just because we have the gods there doesn't mean they will show up.
Yeah, no, sorry, I didn't realise. As I said, I only made it today, and I haven't been over my first view, so that is totally my fault.
So that is the Nephis stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nope, wrong glasses.
Pity your cat wasn't like that.
Is there a more magic orientated god in this
What is it, very
region?
nature magic on
Depends on what sort of magic you're talking about.
There's no tends to be goddess of dreams and divination, doesn't it?
Yeah, so I'm quite in the occult, and basically I'm trying to make him like a bit of a mix of like I can heal the party, but I basically curse and hex.
So, you know how you were talking about the stars? Desna is literally a goddess of the stars.
Yeah, I thought that's...
Okay, so Desna. Alright, I will follow Desna.
Desna works pretty well for that one, and...
Yeah.
What
Alright,
is
that's fine. That works out quite nicely then.
What does Destiny do?
Yes, and
She's a triple goddess, mainly.
he points to the sort of the sort of green moon rock on his forehead. Like this is my subtle sign in this region that I follow. The beloved Desna.
And I'm also going to state that you have worked with Doom before, because Doom has managed to get rare stuff for you in your studies.
That's good.
Okay.
Left-handed screwdrivers? No problem.
Welcome to the group. I point at the orc. I say he's second in charge. Just so you guys are aware.
Sure. Don't worry me then.
And the orc who is currently not appearing in tonight's episode.
Yeah.
That doesn't worry me then, because I happen to be...
Half-orc?
No, I'm a halfling, but I'm Dromar.
I have no idea what that means.
Means I'm part orc.
So, yeah.
Sure.
So,
He's a halfling, half orc. So a quarterling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm only 3 foot tall, so that's only half.
no, that's about a third of an orc, isn't it?
My character's
No, that is half orc.
my character's 7'2".
Oh, yeah, I'm a thirdling in that case.
I look a bit like a praying mantis.
I can sit on my horse and look at you in the face.
So tell me about yourself.
Okay. My name, Doom Azobar, is actually intended as a slur because I'm Dromar in the halfling community. My family's always on the edge of the halfling society because we're become like the gypsies kind of thing of the halfling. And because we're with the, was it Shell? I keep thinking Shaolin, which is
you move through the Shoanti land.
I moved through
predominantly human.
Yeah, so we're basically gypsies, and it's not that things get lost, just that we might just find them before you realise they're lost. But that's fine, we'll return them to you, because basically we're good at heart.
So they sort of a halfling half-orc looks close enough to a goblin to be mistaken for one at times.
Very heavily persecuted by everybody that really looks at it like that, because goblins will look at us sideways. But I'm very good at not being seen, not being noticed,
Good.
I'm a ranger, so I'm able to find food. With my javelin, I'm able to bring down medium-sized game. With my sling, I'm able to bring down small game. I'm a scout, and I try not to attract attention to myself.
Good.
And if you want something delivered, I'm most likely the person to get it delivered for you.
Excellent. Who you worship?
You deliver things for the best out of you?
I don't specifically worship a deity.
And we just had one about the no master you deliver things.
Would you my access?
I do not worship any specific deity. Basically, anyone which is nearby listening will do me fine.
Okay.
And also, plus the fact I don't know who the deities are.
Okay.
But I do travel a lot.
My character has a, just because you're new to the group, my character has a huge, like a really old wound that goes from right to left.
It's called a scar.
Yeah, but it's...
It doesn't look like it's healed up properly.
No, it's quite deep. It didn't hit my eyes or anything, which is a miracle in itself.
So it went between.
No, it's like something with claws has ripped through.
Right, so it's come off the eyebrow ridge and gone over the eye socket, missed the eye socket, and continued.
Apparently.
Though, if you look at it, it looks like it passes through the eye socket without touching the eye.
Right.
And my character's got a holy symbol of Abadar around his neck at the moment.
Okay, no idea what that means.
One would assume that I might be a worshipper of Abadar.
Right.
Holy symbol of one of the major gods.
So is the Avatar's symbol a dollar sign?
It's a key.
Okay.
As in key to the vault.
Yeah.
You know, it can't be a scar on his face because scar is such a white thing.
And
It's a weeping wound, isn't it? Because
and
it's not fully
the
healed.
dollar sign would have very little meaning here because they deal in gold, not
Okay, so it'd
fake
be
currency.
the AU symbol.
Well, the standard currency for people is silver.
Because most people don't see gold.
So what? It's a gold key.
It is a gold key, yes.
Cool.
Is it actually emblazoned in gold or just painted gold?
Hard to tell. Because most people don't try to play with other people's symbols.
Well, the other thing is, if you try to find out, I would suspect that you would get cursed by Aberdeen for tampering with a holy item.
Yeah. I'm not a thief. I just find things.
Okay, so to remind you of the proclamation that came last session. So each of you will have heard this. The Grey Maidens had presented this, and it had been read out by the Korvosa Guard. So it says, "Attention! By decree of Her Royal Majesty, the Radiant Queen Iliosa, all citizens and members of the Korvosa Guard are to aid and admit the newly established Queen's physicians in this time of urgency. The royal agents will extend healing to those who are ill and organize defense against the spreading affliction known as the blood veil. They are to be allowed access to any home or building they deem necessary in the course of their duties. All those suffering from disease or disorder are to submit themselves to the physician for treatment. In aiding these duties of the Queen's physicians, know that the Order of the Grey Maiden shall also provide military support as needed. The maidens answer directly to the Crimson Throne and will be called upon as necessary to augment and strengthen the peace where city guards will not suffice. Impeding or distracting the Queen's physicians or the Grey Maidens in the pursuit of their duties is punishable by imprisonment. Impersonating one of the Queen's physicians or Grey Maidens is punishable by death. Knowingly harbouring or hiding the infected is punishable by death. Purposefully spreading blood veil is punishable by torture, then death. The Queen's physicians will be making rounds of every city district henceforth until Her Majesty deems this misfortune has abated."
You know, this place can't get deadly at the moment, and that's not because of the disease.
And the head of the Queen's physicians is known as Dr. Davia Davalis, and the picture of Davalis looks like Nick Cage. Not Nick Cage, well, just basically, he looks really intense.
It's kind of like Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage, yes. That was the name I was trying to get out, but I couldn't
I was
get
thinking
the
he
words out.
doesn't look like the singer. But I think that's to
Nicolas
change the
Cage.
hair.
Thank you very much. And so, yes, he is the head, and you saw him in passing. He sort of glances over at the halfling and the cat and says, well, they're not citizens, so moves on.
What does that mean?
Basically, if you get infected, he doesn't care what happens to you.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to walk over to him.
It says, greetings, you must be Willy One Kenobi.
Yes.
The Hell Knight wannabe.
The proclamation by the Queen
Says yes.
stating that anyone who was to assist with the transference of the disease is punishable by whatever it is.
Torture then death.
Walker than death.
Are you aware of how the disease is transferred?
We are currently investigating that.
Okay, so the possibility exists that it could be done unknowingly.
There is that possibility, and they will take that into consideration when they actually carry out the Queen's will.
Merchants are in for a hard time.
That doesn't help.
Merchant spread.
Would it be possible if you could tell us, or tell me, once you've worked out the method of transmission?
We will let everyone know when they figure that out.
Excellent. We will also obviously provide a similar guarantee.
That is much appreciated. Your name has preceded you?
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. My character says.
Well, that's what I said. The second in charge of the Hell Knights in this region. As your wife has been put in charge of the Hell Knights.
Yes, I've heard.
Not just her order, but all the Hell Knights.
Yes, I've heard.
So congratulations.
Sure. Thank you.
Ask them what they do with the disease.
How are you planning on dealing with the bodies of the dead?
Scientific method. Making sure that we do a full autopsy to determine how they gained the disease and what is potentially transmittable.
And then
a incineration and elimination.
Okay.
How many physicians have they lost to this disease?
We've not lost a single physician.
That means it's not infectious like that.
Either that or bloody lucky.
The physician's only just arrived.
Okay.
On the planes, I've seen things.
Okay.
But the blood vial has not been out on the planes yet.
Yeah.
It's limited to this city.
At the moment. Thank you for your help.
Thank you for your help and your service, and I'm sure the Queen will be much pleased to hear of your assistance in her city.
Yes, let us hope so.
As a representative of your lovely wife.
Again, yes, let us hope so.
I'm strange that she never told me you were coming.
Yes, that is strange.
Queen works in mysterious ways.
I come back to the group. Something you should be aware of is that whilst their physicians have not been infected, some of the priests of Abadar have.
Many of the priests of Abadar.
So keep that in mind. No. Yes.
Yeah, there's every likelihood that no is making yes happen.
I wouldn't want to speculate.
Well, either that, or they're getting their underlings to do the examination. They're observing from a distance.
Possibly. But that wouldn't have
Maybe they take
Have these new doctors actually treated anyone
Jeremy,
yet?
go, Jeremy.
Okay. I got the understanding that these were doctors had just been announced as having arrived or kept to the city. They haven't actually seen anyone yet to get infected, as far as we know.
That's true.
And as far as you know, the doctors have just started their rounds, not having worked previously, because up until now the Queen has stated there was no plague.
That's right.
And that statement protects everybody against catching the disease, obviously.
Well, but there was obviously no need for physicians because
Obviously.
there was no plague.
I'm sure she'll be suggesting people inject themselves with bleach down the track.
Why not?
And horse tranquilizers.
My fear is that saying, oh, yes, we're going to do a full scientific examination instead of just burn the bodies.
Let's see how their bodies turn in the flame.
Okay, so now that the plague doctors and the Grey Maidens have headed off to start their rounds, as you can hear them bashing on doors already, quite loudly from the Field Marshal's office. Cressida comes in and greets you now that they've left, with that weary look of someone who is not sleeping. Yes, greetings. I am glad that you guys have finally made it here. She'd put out word asking for friends of our knights. Trying to see if that was someone from the game contacting us, but that's just people trying to sort out stuff on the weekend.
Your food's coming. It's just finished.
Okay, I'm
You're not allergic to nuts on the table?
No, nuts are fine for me.
This
Just,
is me
just the
dropping
old gluten
all my
protein.
nuts. Ooh. I really am dropping all my nuts today.
Just means to see your cocoa.
A Ross peppermint special.
Thank you.
Okay, so she does say that she's been able to find a source of the plague as far as she can tell. Being a ship that was sunk, known as the Diapetian. And it was sunk in the river.
Ah.
Ship sinks in river. Who gets plague from the ship?
Was that upstream from the township?
It's a river just off the side of the town.
Yeah, but the river is actually feeding the water source.
The river feeds the town, yes. People drink from that river.
Yeah, but I'm just wondering if it was upstream, so it's actually a direct feed?
It's basically halfway past the city, so
Okay.
it's within a stone's throw of actual buildings.
So the river's like a Euphrates kind of size river?
It's a fairly large size river.
Yeah, so it's like a Euphrates or a Tigris.
And my brain doesn't know the reference.
River Nile.
River.
Nile, okay. Large river, yes.
So people are sure they don't want a hot drink. I've got more milk, spare milk. So
No, thank you. I've
you're all
got plenty
good.
to drink.
You're all good. Okay.
Okay, so any idea where that ship came from?
She says you might be able to find something in the remains of the ship, but it is in 80 feet of water.
Do you know if the ship had actually landed in the city prior to being sunk?
He believed it had.
Okay.
So it may have offloaded some of its plague.
Okay, so talking to the harbour master might not be a bad plan.
Do you guys speak with the dead?
The harbour master's dead.
Yeah.
Okay. What about the books from the Sorry. What about the records the harbour master would have kept?
That's what leads her to believe this was it's either the source or the plague happened around the time the ship sank.
So the records that the harbour master would have put together have gone missing.
It notes the arrival of the ship and the sinking of the ship, and that's it.
Normally they'd have
detailed records. They would say what was unloaded and what was offloaded and what was unloaded, but for some reason there is no records. It was never made.
We know why the ship sank?
That again is also not known. All we know is this ship sank, and I believe it sank at night when ships normally don't disembark or arrive. So we're not exactly sure if the ship actually made the docks, or if it was a foreign power trying to destabilize the city.
What kind of water flows in the river? Is it a moderate flow? Is it like a gentle current?
That's a gentle current. So it's not likely to wash you out to sea if you fall in it.
So we're how far away from the ocean are we?
If you go on one side of the city, you're on the ocean.
Oh, so it's an estuary.
The coastal city.
Oh, great. So there'll be crocodiles, possibly, if the weather's warm enough.
And sharks.
And sharks.
Yes.
Especially bull sharks.
Great whites, to be more specific.
In an estuary? Yeah.
Because it is deep. If you can get to 80 feet of water on the edge of the city, then it's deep enough for a great white to habitat.
I look at our wizard. So wizard, Parry, what do you know about going into deep water? What magic would we need?
Parry does have air bubble at his dispensary. It will just take him 10 minutes to swap some spells around.
She does say she can offer you each 2 potions of water breathing if that would give you an assistance.
That would certainly be helpful for investigating underwater.
And she saw that they are not going to fail while you're down there.
So when the boat's in 8 feet of water...
80
feet. Oh. No, I'm not going down there. Come on, I come from the desert plains.
Come on, surely you can swim.
I would say with the amount of people that we have,
I can also
I'd only be able to target half the party.
Are you dry if you go for a swim?
How does it go if I have a bath?
If you have a
bath,
well, you probably get a small amount of air till it runs out.
No, what I mean is, if I get into a bath, I can wash myself.
The water doesn't normally touch him on the rain anyway.
Oh, you want to know if you get into a bath? Yes, you can. You can get wet.
Okay. So it's only drops of water that avoid you.
Yes, that would be funny. I'd jump in the water and...
Yes, that's what we're going.
So each potion gives you 1 hour of water breathing. You've never actually tried jumping underwater, but you have, well, not since you started repelling water.
I would have had the normal, got to clean yourself. I can't imagine my wife would put up with a stinky, rancid...
You've been hit with
you've been doing a thing
with a lot of perfume.
Oh, have you never been with orcs before?
I would like to think that my wife has never been with orcs, no.
Orcs have a mature cologne.
A musk.
Does that mean that Rouse...
When I say cologne, the G really isn't there, nor is the E on the end.
Yeah. So does that mean Rousing Splash will miss him all the time?
You have no idea. Are you going to throw spells at him?
No.
Because there's not enough chocolate here, right?
Because you splashed cold water on the ally's head.
Okay, people, I'm up for some suggestions. What does everybody think?
Well, if this boat you can possibly the course of the play, then we definitely need to go and find it, but definitely want to try and at least find out a couple of tanks before trying to take any potions, because you don't want to waste the time being up to breathe underwater.
Well,
they allow to breathe in the air normally?
What was that, Jeremy? The last bit?
If you have a potion of water breathing, does it allow you to breathe in air?
I believe it does. I'll quickly check.
Yeah.
Obviously, you don't necessarily be halfway through one of them or waiting around on top.
An air bottle would be useful because a shark will
how good are
attack you
people
in
at
an air
swimming?
bottle.
Please don't talk over
Oh,
people.
sorry.
If we have multiple people talking at the same time, I can't understand what everyone's saying.
Yeah, and the recording gets a bit funny
Okay.
as well.
Okay, so Jeremy, you want to finish what you were saying?
Just the I've just finished also. How good are people at swimming? How about being able to go underwater if you can't then move?
I'm assuming athletics or acrobatics is the.
Athletics is the usual water.
Yeah.
So I'm reasonable.
Okay, so the benefit of Pathfinder is you can breathe underwater, it doesn't stop you breathing normally. And it doesn't end the moment you surface into air. Which some of the older versions of water breathing, as soon as you got oxygen, the spell ended. So if you found a pocket of air, you were suddenly trapped.
That would suck.
Oh, it was an amusing story side.
Yes. Okay, for me, I can admit, I've been meaning to learn how to swim because sometimes there might be smart back under the water, but I haven't really got around to it yet. I'm sure I'll be fine.
What could go wrong?
And so Cressida does say she has tracked down where the ship sank, and she has had people see it on the clear when the water's clear, but it's not always clear.
No.
So we need to do it when it's clear.
And you're going to need somebody to stay on the bank because you're going down with a tether. Because if you need to be pulled up, you need someone to pull you up.
Can we use our orc for that?
Yeah, he's strong enough for it.
Can you, Scar volunteers to be muscle guy.
Cool.
And it's also suggested that you're probably better off trying to do it with light at night, so you don't having different light sources confusing things. As you have many, each of you who's a Pathfinder has an ability to create light.
Yes, without using a torch.
Really?
Wayfinder.
Okay.
Like a compass, but when you click it open, it produces light.
I tend not to move anywhere at night. Officially.
And Cressida's also suggesting keeping it out of the notice of the Grey Maidens and the Queen's Physicians.
So if you do get your palliasses, where they're going to, and you'll present rolled up blankets inside to make it look like you're sleeping in your beds. To a casual observer, it will look like you're there still.
Well, you currently have no accommodations in the city.
Right? Where were we going to stay?
Here.
In the tower?
Yeah. And also got an issue with us using it as our home base, hopefully for a very short period of time.
They've leased it to the Pathfinders on previous occasions.
Okay.
Mainly because the last Pathfinder home had been converted into the Temple of Lust.
And to the point that the Pathfinder representatives of Korvosa before had done good things for Cressida.
Course of action? Fearless leader?
Well, while it's daylight, I believe we should head down to the Harbour Master's to the Harbour Master's office.
Yep.
Question.
Might be able to find anyone around that actually
Yes.
loaded or unloaded.
Cressida does say that the Queen has quarantined the docks. The Harbour Master's office is currently closed, and no one may exit the exit the city by the docks.
Okay.
So the harbour master's office is basically empty.
Okay. So
You're welcome to search the records, but
what about the people who worked there?
that she has no idea where they are.
Because there are a lot, I can tell you, there are a lot of people who do the loading and loading, and there's a lot of people who don't actually work and hang around trying to get the money that these people earn. So you've got ladies with negotiable virtue.
Yep.
They're always a good source.
Bars.
Yeah. We'll head down there and see what we can come up with.
He does say that the ladies of negotiable virtue have had to find another profession.
Yeah, the Queen wouldn't have.
No, it's not that. It's they have been undercut to the point where they can't make a living.
Ah, of course.
Yeah, that's damn
Actually,
Hartley.
no, it's a case of they have to do something else, which the competition doesn't do.
There's no such thing.
I can tell you from experience, some things will make your hair curl, but
Yeah.
there's pointless telling you.
The thing is, the
there's such
competition
thing.
basically does it for free.
It's just a Tuesday.
And the most of the former women of the night have joined the Queen's Guard.
Yes. We have time, because if we're going to go and look at, get the boat at night, then we have until sort of near sundown. So,
I believe it was close to sundown, if not after sundown, when you arrived in the city.
So it's getting dark now.
alright.
I'm just checking to see what notes I had from last session, but
The
I
other thing
believe
is,
you
also
arrived
did a hell of a lot of road.
at night. And I believe you travelled to the Korvosa Guard Tower after sunset.
Alright, in which case,
So you technically have sunset already.
we'll go and see the boat.
Okay.
Could you go and provide someone to guide us to where the boat was?
She does. She provides you a member of the guard who goes by the name of Nexa.
Nexa.
Now,
Seeing if we lost a name at the moment.
I happen to have a skill called Survey Wildlife.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to have a look at the wildlife in the area to see what's going on, to see if there's any disturbances, whether there's beaten tracks with whatever grass or whatever it is.
There are no grasses in the city.
It's a city.
We're in the city.
In the city, it's paved over.
Yeah.
There aren't. This is one of those cities that has no gardens in most of the places you see.
Right.
It
But
doesn't-
outside the walls are all...
outside the wall is the river.
so the river is literally outside.
The river is literally outside. You can pretty much jump from the wall into the river.
Right, so rivers on both sides?
No, it's the ocean on the other.
Right, so we're in the mouth.
Yes.
Righto. Well, we came here by a bridge.
There were bridges to get onto here, and most of them come by boat.
Right, and so this boat we're going to have a look at is a ways away.
It is not far from the tower you're in, because that is one of the river flows from roughly towards where you are, and then goes past the poorer quarters of the city, and it's sunk before the poorer quarters.
Right.
So the richer people are getting the fresh water.
Whereas the poorer people will get the brackish.
And the poorer people are also getting the rich sewage.
That too.
Gong farming. I can tell you they would not waste the resource.
And the waters are said to contain leeches as well as
Big fish.
crocodiles and sharks.
Oh, lovely.
Why are the leeches of note?
Because they are about 1 meter in size.
Oh, lovely.
What do they eat? What do they feed on?
They feed on the people who believe they can swim.
What about the people who know that they can't swim?
Well, that's the shark bait.
Okay. So you're either leech bait.
Well, the leeches will keep the crocodiles at bay.
Either that or crocodiles eat all the damn things.
In the height of summer, which you're in, is where the crocodiles are the least noticeable because they can move further from the city into the light and go upriver.
Yeah.
As the leeches come down the river.
They'll disperse. For the leeches, what do they? I should imagine they migrate up in the.
They migrate upriver in winter as the crocodiles come down the river.
Looks like these leeches don't mind a little bit of salt, which is annoying.
The thing is, I mean, as soon as you're near the water, the bloody things are coming out looking for heat. I don't like leeches.
Well,
I don't like leeches when they're this big.
this is going to suck.
That's
That's exactly what they do.
This is going to suck.
And
don't forget-
it has been noted that salt does not get rid of them.
Yeah, well, we already stated that.
But hey, on the plus side, they probably don't spread malaria, not that fatal anyway.
They bite if you actually survive the bite.
No, it's the comment of Jeremy lost a character to knife wounds the day before he was about to die of malaria.
Yeah.
So he wasn't dying of malaria, he died of knife wounds.
Yeah. Death by malaria was on the cards, that's for sure. Alright, so we move down. I'll pull out rope out of my bag of holding.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I should say Jeremy's old bag of holding. Hand it to Scar.
Yes, the bag of holding has this strange aroma that you associate with giants.
Oh, that's right. Now I remember what it was made out of. Oh,
Yes, the write-up of it was technically a giant's nutsack
Oh, it's a scrotum.
Yeah.
with the hair still attached.
Ooh, choice.
So you should actually be saying it's a scrotum of holding.
No,
Bag of holding will work.
No, it was a bag of holding, because that's what it was doing in the first place.
So,
No, it's not actually a bag of holding at all, it's a portable hole.
so is everyone going to trundle into the water to
No.
do this?
I'm not.
I
I would be a snack.
Would it be better to send down those who are good swimmers? And that way, if it takes time, we know we've got enough potions left over.
It shouldn't take you more than an hour, but you're being given 2 potions each. If you want to give someone 3 or 4 potions while people stay unsure, that would also work.
Well, I'm not thinking on the boat, and therefore, okay, they can jump down if it turns out something's going wrong. But I just figure that if you send down people who aren't good aren't going to be effective swimmers, then you're probably just increasing the likelihood of trouble down there.
Cressida
So if you
does.
find it to be interesting, I'll be down there in a minute.
Cressida does recommend doing the walk from the shore using weights to make sure you can hit the wreck quite easily.
This is a good time to mention I have hydrophobia.
As if it's dark, you notice it if you go any other direction. You get the Nexa points out the direction from a landmark they made. Nexa also says that the Korvosan Guard have been discouraged from investigating the wreck.
Was there a reason why?
By whom?
What are they called again? The Grey Maidens have basically expressed a no need to investigate it because they already have.
Right.
There's nothing to see here.
Which is why they're suggesting at night with not telling the maidens or the physicians that you're there.
Okay. Yes, on the way here, I want to make use of you.
Yeah.
Since you are not noticed.
Yes.
Can you hang back as we
Yeah.
move through the city and just make sure we're not getting followed?
Not a problem.
And
That's what I do for a living.
We're obviously going to meet at this point.
Yep.
And obviously, if we are being followed, let us know, and hopefully we can do something about it.
I didn't take that skill, unfortunately. It allows me to talk to someone in the party.
And just so you know, that's what the Grey Maidens look like.
Our equipment is nice.
Okay. Heavy infantry.
Super heavy.
And they show skill in training. Not just good equipment, but trained.
Yep.
Which is not common in most of the town guards. Most of the town guards are people doing it as a second job.
They're a militia.
Maybe I couldn't use survival for swimming.
I mean, yes, I can swim, but it doesn't mean I want to.
I can swim, but I'm not bloody good at it.
I was thinking the same from the cat. Cat's like, I'm not getting in the water.
Yes.
No, unless it's one of the cat-loving ones. Water-loving cats.
Yeah.
So, Emma, you're a water-loving cat.
Jasper.
Jasper, not like water now.
So the two new characters hate water.
I mean, I can swim. I don't want to. Not when there's perfectly good land to left standing on.
Oh no, you'd be standing on land. It's just that it'd be wet everywhere else. You can't go by yourself. You need extra eyes.
I'm not going to go by myself.
Well, I mean, if we're walking on the ground, then that's fine.
She
Don't need to swim.
also says to beware of the unusually large eels that feed on the leeches.
Okay.
Because
Let me guess,
where do
the sharks-
eels live?
And the
In
sharks.
wrecks.
Yeah. And the sharks eat the eels?
Yes.
Okay, what eats the sharks?
Bigger sharks.
We do have the occasional dragon bite.
What about the dragon? Any dragon fish?
No dragonfish.
No, you got to carry them.
So, going through the food chain, we're the bottom.
We're crunchy on the outside, soft and chewy on the inside.
Only if you're a gala.
Alright. So, can we get a show of hands of who's actually going to be going down to the wreck?
Well, I mean, if the ship is going to be close enough to walk to, then Zarklock's happy.
Okay. So far it's you and me, Zarthrop.
I'll go because you.
Parry's happy to go no matter how deep the shipwreck is.
Alright. So we've got 4. Okay.
On the plus side, going from our last time that we had to use athletics, I'm quite happy that Parry's going.
No, but if you're walking on the bottom, it means you're not swimming, so you don't need athletics.
And the funny thing is, Parry has the lowest strength score of the party and has not failed an athletics check yet.
Yes.
I thought he failed when he was trying to run away.
Yes, but that was not really a test of might.
No.
Alright.
Jasper will say that he's happy to help people with some protection, and for those who are willing to go to the ship, sort of because he doesn't want anything to do with water, he's happy to cast shield on them.
Would quiet allies help them get to the wreck unnoticed?
Quiet allies?
I thought shield only lasts a minute.
Where is that?
You want the page number?
Yeah, I was just looking for the player.
Oh, no, yeah. Here we go.
I was curious if
No, you didn't put a page number down for quiet allies, but
So shield. Okay,
Presumably,
so
probably allowed you to use your stealth rolls for as part of purposes.
so Em, were you going to cast shield on someone else? Is that what you were saying?
I was happy to cast shield on the 3 or 4 characters that were going to the shipwreck.
So this is the GM pointing out to you. The shield only lasts until the end of your next turn.
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
you.
Oh, is it only till the next?
It's not on someone else. You can't give the shield to another person. It appears for you only.
It's a personal spell.
It is a
Shield
personal
is
spell.
only a reaction spell
Oh,
to
it's
stop the hit.
No, it's not a reaction spell. In Pathfinder, you spend an action to create it, and then you can raise it as a normal shield.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I haven't quite got to writing out the spell details.
So page
Yeah.
356 for that one. And what was the other spell there?
and quiet allies.
Quiet allies. Let's see if that
It's a
is
skill feat.
I might really think that.
Oh, that's the feat.
Yeah.
So that means you can do the stealth check for the group.
Right.
It's not a spell.
Okay. It's a feat, not a spell.
It's a feat, yes.
It doesn't say spell. Like, as in, like, cast a spell. So I could cast it on someone, but it only lasts till the end of that round.
No, it doesn't cast it on someone.
Because I've only got plus 15.
Where does it say spell, though?
So the wording of it is you raise a magical shield of force.
That's the shield action. So it's only.
It's good to have somebody else.
While the spell's in effect, you can use the shield block reaction with your magical shield. They're not in any part of the description does it allow for someone else to use the shield.
Does it mention the target of the spell?
There is no target.
I'll find
Okay, yep.
out too, but
Okay.
best not.
So if it doesn't have target, you can only cast on yourself.
That is correct.
But
Right, okay.
with air bubble, can you use it as an offensive, like casting it on the shark?
Nope. Because the shark has to leave the water for you to actually cast it. A creature within range entering an environment where it can't breathe is the target. So if you can't meet the trigger of it, it has no effect.
Trigger.
And it has to be a triggering creature as a reaction to air bubble, otherwise it doesn't trigger.
Bugger.
What sharks do fly?
Sharks can technically breach, and at that point you can cast it on it.
But as soon as it lands back in the water, it's fine.
But the thing is, it allows it to breathe normally. So that means the shark can operate outside of water with an air bubble.
Well, it becomes a water bubble.
No, it's still an air bubble, but it means that it can operate in the air as well as the water, because it says it can breathe normally.
Yeah. So I can cast protection, but that only lasts a minute.
A lot of the spells are short term, so you're not trying to do that, and with water breathing only being for 1 hour each time, you do realise it is a short term thing as well.
So, 80 feet down.
You can make that in about 2 rounds, with 1 minute being 10 rounds.
So
If you call it difficult terrain, then most of you will still make it in 2 rounds, including
turns.
me. What was that?
2 turns.
Well, 2 turns, yeah, 2 turns, rounds, similar things.
Well, 10 rounds to the turn.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Alright. Okay, so I'll be in the front. I have the rope. I have my wayfinder in one hand. Glug. We move into the water. And we head our way down.
Would you activate before going under?
What?
The wayfinder, because
yeah.
very hard to activate things. Water breathing, does stop you being able to do voice activation.
Yes. Which is where that
Air bubble
air
comes
bubble
in
would
handy.
come in handy.
Okay.
Are we being followed?
How do
I
you
don't
work out
possibly.
if
Give
you
me
need
a
to cast
deception roll for your
spells by verbal?
Actually, yeah, do the spells actually
Okay.
have descriptions of
Okay,
verbal
perception comes
somatic
under what?
material?
Dude, they are.
Because I think the witch has got an option where
So they now say.
We've got stealth, but what's perception?
Concentrate, emotion, manipulate, mental. So basically, most spells are going to be active, I believe, unless it says otherwise. As I quickly look up the spell descriptions for you.
perception is as per your class. It'll have trained, expert, whatever.
Okay, I'm just trying to see where I can find it on the sheet, that's all.
It'll probably be at the top. Won't be the skill section.
Right hand side, I think.
Hit points. Oh, there, perception 12.
Yep. That sounds about
And you
right.
can only have one concentrated spell up at the time.
You can only have one concentration up at a time, I believe.
That sucks. Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, so I believe they've gotten rid of semantic, verbal, and material. Now they just tell you certain things, but unless it says, like it does for message, it's loud, and unless it says concealed, it's visible. So the assumption is every spell is loud and visible unless it says otherwise.
Okay.
So all flashy unless you make it otherwise. If it says sustained, you must use an action to sustain
Each
it,
round.
or it drops.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I shall roll for perception.
Yep, roll for perception.
I'll roll a natural 20 on
Natural
top of
20
plus
is pretty
12.
good.
Welcome to the game.
32 upgraded. Nice.
So 32 upgraded is basically how that would be worded,
Yeah.
because natural 20 doesn't necessarily mean a success.
No, well, it says 20 literally on the die.
No, I mean natural 20 doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily mean
No.
a success.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
So-
even a natural 20 wouldn't have helped a certain person trying to charm the
It would have been a failure, not a
critical
critical
failure.
failure, which would have been a better result for her.
Yeah.
So, looking at actually, she might have gotten would have been a failure. So yes, looking around, you do see that there are a lot of imps in the sky, as well as pseudo dragons.
Right.
So if any of them are servants of someone, they're probably keeping an eye on you, even though imp versus pseudo dragon is a thing.
I do not know the politics of. I used to have a pseudo dragon once. They're lawful. They're not lawful good, but they are good.
That's
aren't
good,
they?
I thought.
That's good normally.
Chilaxians that the city is founded by are known for devil worship.
Right.
So
They're the imps.
Yeah.
But the pseudo dragons are good.
Not necessarily.
No, it could be that there might be just a high population of pseudo dragons because
so,
they can be a nuisance.
Good and evil is not a alignment for most things of the world.
Right.
It's only for things that can't change. So if you're good, you cannot commit an evil act.
Right.
You can't even attempt to commit an evil act.
Right.
It just won't happen. If you're evil, you cannot commit a good act. You just can't do it, no matter how
But
hard
the
you
other
try.
form of evil is to actually do good in such
So-
a way that
so
it
this
creates
is-
evil conditions.
So this is things that actually have that alignment, cannot act outside of it.
Right.
They are incapable of doing so. It is a full restriction, and they're only found on things like angels and devils, or demons. If anyone else has that, then they're pretty messed up. It's like a curse.
There goes the Crowley explanation.
Basically, yes. You can commit evil in such a way that it looks good.
Yes. Sort of politician.
Yep. And you can commit good in such a way that it looks evil.
Yes. Putting someone out of the mercy, rather than out of the misery.
Okay, so with that in mind, You do believe that you are being watched by some of these beings up in the air.
Right.
Whether it's you're different or they're watching the area you're going to is unclear.
Yeah.
But you cannot do this without being noticed.
Yep.
Well, we don't have any.
Well, I kind of surmise we're going to be spied on regardless. I was thinking perhaps something a bit more terrestrial, but you know.
Oh wow! I just realised we can't really talk to each other.
Boy, can't you speak common?
No, underwater.
Oh, I'm not underwater. I'm not underwater, so you're right.
Okay, so Scar is standing as close to the water as possible without going into the water.
Yep.
He says, leech is not his thing.
Yeah.
Though he says it in the accent that it sounds like lich is not his thing.
It's funny.
And Andre has no idea what he's saying. His mouth is moving, but nothing's coming out.
What's so funny?
Hey? Oh, inside joke. It's fine.
But we're outside.
See, like that.
We're going to get on quite well.
Okay, so yes. I just keep checking to see if we have an extra person or not. We'll take
So
M has
I've
made
got
it
my halberd ready.
You got your halberd ready for going underwater?
Yeah. And sip.
You drink your potion.
Yep.
And you use any of your own spells to create light.
Yeah. Wait a sec. I'll actually check to see if that's going to screw up anything else that if I'm going to plan on casting. If I cast anything else, it would work. Unless my dark vision works down there.
You have light. If you have light,
I've
it is
got-
a concentrate.
Yeah, I've got light. But the problem is if I then like to either cast like protection or bless, which is concentration as well.
Dark vision, is that just being able to see in the darkness, or is that the one you can see like with infrared?
Dark vision generally is you can see in the dark.
Right.
I think Pathfinder 2 is effectively, you can see normally in dark vision, or it might be black and white.
Yeah.
Seeing what they actually said the what the word concentrate does for it, making
You
sure I
create
get
a
it
light
right.
in the space where you can attach the light to the creature. Cast. Okay, so I've got a floating ball of light. Cool. You can sustain the spell.
Okay, it doesn't actually say you can only concentrate on one spell at a time.
Okay, makes sense because
But
it's
each concentration spell's an action.
Not all of them are one action. Some of them, can be 1, 2, or 3 actions.
Yeah, this is
But
two
a
actions.
concentrate ability is just if something breaks your concentration, you lose that.
Yeah, okay, cool.
So it's based on losing it, not on casting. In 5e, you can only have one running at a time. In this one, it's depending on whether you have to sustain it or not.
Okay.
That's what I would have thought, was the fact that it costs you an action to sustain every, so theoretically you can maintain a couple of them, but
Yeah.
you won't be doing much else.
I was just looking to see which ones have to be sustained. So, who is doing anything particular in going down?
So how bright is your Pathfinder
A light
light?
spell.
Okay, so it's a light spell. So you know,
As far as I'm aware.
so I've got a light following me because it's attached to me.
Yes. In the dark, it doesn't half stand out underwater.
No, not at all.
You can follow your progress.
Well, it means you'll be able to see where each one of them is.
Suddenly
Yeah.
the light goes red and you go, oh.
No, you see the light go here. All of a sudden the light goes.
Yeah. Yeah. Really quickly. Really quickly.
Oh, Tongo.
So, what are we doing to be able to walk on the ground, on the floor of the river?
We've weighted ourselves.
That's where
down.
they put something?
Generally, you weight yourself down to do so.
Or you just continue wearing your arm. You just wear full plate.
If you've got the armour for it, not a
You
problem.
don't have a lung full of air, that's for sure, so you'll be fine.
Okay, so I believe concentrate, anything that lasts for a duration is sustained. So that means light would have to be sustained. Because I can't find anywhere in there how they changed it, because they used to have a particular thing.
Well, I'm assuming I don't have to sustain it because it's being sustained by my weapon.
That's what I'm trying to figure out, because it used to have sustained as a thing.
Yeah, it states that I can sustain the spell to move the light up to 60 feet, or I can just attach it to myself or a creature as part of the movement. So if I actually wanted the light move in front of me or move it around, I have to sustain it. If I attach it to something, then I don't have to sustain it, because I don't have to worry about concentrating on moving it around.
How long does it last for?
Duration until your daily
So you can
preparations.
keep it 24 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Okay,
after
so
24
yes.
hours.
Yeah.
Then that is nice.
Won't do your stealth much good.
We're not trying to be stealthy.
Okay, so yes, most of them have the sustain word in there, so that's good. So he doesn't have to do that anymore, because I remember the previous version of this sustain was painful.
Yeah.
So unless it actually says sustain in the spell description, you don't have to sustain it.
Okay.
Because there's no longer a sustain tag. Okay, so yes,
Yeah, it's only with if I wanted to do the area effect bless that I have to sustain it to increase the radius by 10 feet.
Does that keep increasing it?
Well, it starts off as 15. Once per round on sustained turns, you can sustain the spell. No, it actually, yeah, I can keep on increasing it up to a total for the duration for 1 minute.
So you can increase it 10 times.
As long as I don't move around, because isn't sustain...
Is one action.
How many actions do we get?
3.
Oh, okay, so I could still move around.
Okay, so yes, we move. We have our 4 people going down into the water. I'm going to have our first person doing a perception roll to see how well you can notice things.
Not particularly great, I'm sure.
Well, that's where we got ropes attached to.
So it is JASPUR. I kept thinking it was JUSTPUR.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Well,
Just
it's only got one R, or is it double R?
I put 1 R down.
Oh, okay, I thought it was double
But
R.
hey, I mispronounce people's names all the time.
So, but the name is...
It's 1 R only because it's supposed to be subtle.
Is it Jasper?
It's
Jasper.
JASPUR in the writing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, with my pronunciation and accent, I actually roll the R's.
Okay, so yes. Person in front, perception.
30.
30.
That's
Okay,
a
yes.
good roll.
Yeah.
You're seeing shapes floating through the water as you're doing so. Nothing leaps out at you.
I'm going to drop down into tiger style.
Mm-hmm.
Helps with the walking through the...
And you do notice that the ground seems to be particularly firm for you as you're walking along.
Oh, that's right. I hate that. Great, we're going to be slogging through mud, and he's going to be doing...
So who's coming along behind you? Who's
Me.
tied next? Okay, so perception roll for our Cleric of Pharasma. I'm sure you'll be seeing dead things soon enough.
it's a 17.
Cleric of the Dead, after all.
Yeah, I know.
So yes, as you're down there, you do see the occasional spirit float by.
Drowned sailors,
Yep.
suicides,
Yep.
shark victims.
Fishermen,
Fishermen, yeah. Shit.
fisherwomen.
But hey, it is
dead
part
people.
of the calling of Pharasmians to see the spirits, especially when they have already died. Those that have gone to the boneyard will see the spirits far more than those who have not. Which is the place you go to get judged. And this place seems to be full of the dead.
Well, I'm also expecting to see, when we get to the ship, I'm expecting there's probably going to be a lot of spirits in there.
And you do find the rope around you constantly pulling on you, as you don't seem to be able to keep up with the monk.
I'm taking it slow.
You are taking it slow, but he's taking it exceedingly slow in comparison to you.
When I feel the jerk on the line, I'll
So,
down a bit further.
you know how I was saying it's nice and soft, solid for you to walk on? He's moving through molasses.
That's why I'm going...
They're just not as cool as me. I've accepted that my whole life.
Okay, the weather is fine to him. The ground is fine to him.
God, I hate that guy.
He's a bloody show-off.
Okay, so who's bringing up position number 3?
So who are the 4 people total? Who's the 4th?
Parry is the 4th. I'm sure the Buffers Wizard known to man can fit wherever he's needed.
Okay, I guess. I would have actually thought that a cleric would have been a better person to be at the back of the line, but okay.
I've got a large pointy stick.
Sorry?
He's talking that he has a large pointy stick as we're trying to remind people to give everyone a chance.
Yeah. But even then, okay, so you designed to be attacking from the behind, therefore you'd be anyway. But okay, I guess then that Zarthrop and
then Parry
probably go together because we've got to get back to hunting. Zarthrop will probably try to keep talking underwater, but obviously doesn't get very far.
So does that mean if we keep the rope tight enough, Zarthrop doesn't actually walk because he's actually being pulled along it?
Might possibly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Zarthrop's happy to effectively moonwalk.
Okay, so
the leaping.
That means Parry and Zarthrop get to make perception rolls.
Perception rolls.
Be perceptive.
21 for Zarthrop.
Yeah, I rolled really badly on my perception.
Oh.
23 for Parry.
23 for Parry. Okay, so as you're moving through the water, you have one of the players doing a Jaws theme, hoping that their shark's going to show up. Which, luckily for you, he's not a bard and can't strum the music and summon shark.
The worst thing in this circumstance would be you're walking along and you feel the water direction change suddenly, you know, and you're thinking something big's moving out there and I can't see it. It's outside the visual range, and you're like, "Well, what the hell?"
Or, since it's 80 feet down, you just walked off the ledge.
Yeah.
So, why is he pulling suddenly?
Yeah.
Okay,
What's
so
that like going?
Zarthrop is quite bored, being unable to talk, being unable to see any relics, and being pulled along to a point where he can't even touch the ground.
Actually.
Yeah, but it is still a new environment. So, I wonder what is down here. So,
On the plus side, that's a bonus. You don't get an earache of a gnome chatting about all the antiquities.
Oh, I see. The gnome doesn't shut up.
No.
And Parry is somehow working quite well through the mud. Even though he is pulling a gnome.
Well, that's because he wears next to nothing anyway.
He does, yes. And quite happy to strip off. Literally.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is I need as much weight as possible, so I'm still fully armoured.
So much so that Doom will probably have thoughts about, hey, hasn't he seen Parry somewhere before? He just has this familiarity to you.
I've seen this guy somewhere before.
And then it gets to you when he's underwater. Oh, he's wearing clothes at the moment.
Oh, he's...
We'll wait for that to come to you later. I might pinch one of those. Okay, so... we have our monk at the front, finally managing to see the shadow of the bottom of the boat. You can see the keel facing towards you, and then realise that it's landed on a rock, shattering the bow from the keel. The front of the ship has split off.
That's handy. Getting in won't be difficult.
But you will have to climb over the boat to get into the top. Or go around it.
We might go around. We might go around.
Okay. Always fun when that happens.
No.
Grandpa will try and tug on the rope and say, hang on, the boat's there, you might have missed it.
As you tug, Perry doesn't even seem to notice. And talking away, you just see bubbles popping up from where Zarthrop is.
Yeah.
And standing up on the shore, both Jasper and Doom can see the line of bubbles heading out from where Zarthrop's been talking the entire time.
So, it's actually true. He can actually talk underwater.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like my auntie. Her nickname was Motormouth.
Do we hear what he's saying when the bubbles pop when they reach the surface?
It's more of a murmur. Yeah, it's sort of like you can tell it's Zarthrop's voice, but you can't understand what he's saying because for some reason he can't quite mouth the words properly.
Even higher pitch than normal.
Who's Jasper with above the water?
You are with Doom, who you know, and Scar, who is ignoring you completely.
Oh, right, okay. Jasper will say to Doom that whoever that funny little halfling creature is doesn't seem to get the concept of that he can't talk underwater.
And they've just confused a halfling for gnome.
Racist!
Sorry.
There's a difference. No fishing pole.
Racist!
Well, it said halfling creature, so it could be a halfling gnome.
Look, my name is a slur in the first place. I'm used to have people bad-mouthing me, usually in my presence.
And apparently your long-term companion doesn't quite know the difference between gnomes and halflings.
Probably because
That's probably the reason why...
Glad I'm not the only one that gets confused.
Do they have targeted races, targeted monsters in this for the Rangers?
I believe you can. I just have to look at the book to do so.
Like, if your favourite enemy's going to be what, halfling? No.
No, it might be human more likely. I reckon it would come in more handy to understand humans.
And okay, so as you start to go around it, you do feel the presence of something large moving in the water.
I will stop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming in the light of my wayfinder, my character looks back at the rest of the party.
Yep.
I'm assuming our back is to the boat.
Yep, it's currently back to the boat.
And I point out just vaguely into the darkness.
Okay, so you see Willie gesture. You're not sure what he's gesturing, but he's gesturing.
Yeah, but he's like pointing at you.
And then
I'll look in the direction that he's gesturing towards.
I'm gesturing like it's a big arc, right? And my character makes that sort of figure and then sort of gestures again.
And Jarpop takes his head and points towards the boat that we've already gone past.
We haven't gone past it yet.
It's still
You're going around it, so as far as she's concerned, you've gone past it.
And then we continue. Go around the boat.
Around the outside. Around the outside.
If you guys want any chips, feel free to open them up. Go nuts, nom nom.
Oh, I've gone nuts.
Looking at the boat, is there anything you can put on the boat from the outside at all? Like, is there evidence to why it might have sunk before it obviously broke in two, or what caused it to break in two?
It does look as if the boat landed on a large outcropping that split it. As there is a small ridge of stone right through the middle of the ship.
Right.
When it sank, you believe it shattered on that.
But obviously it didn't hit the rock and sink, because the rock is too far down, presumably.
It is too far down. The rock only seems to go up about 50 feet.
Boat got swamped.
But yes, as we're travelling around the boat, I want to see if I can't see some explanation for the boat sinking, other than obviously landing on the rocks.
Burnt to the waterline, perhaps?
Yeah. Yeah. Something swam up behind underneath and drilled a hole in the bottom, or...
Yeah. Because I should imagine it's a wooden boat, therefore it wouldn't have seacocks.
Oh, cool. I can have up to 4 lights active.
Okay, so having a look at it, you can see, whatever it is that sunk it hasn't left anything major on this end of the ship as you're walking past the keel.
Mm-hmm.
And the rudder. The rudder's still intact. And then you finally make it round to the top where you can see the captain's cabin.
That's a good point of entry.
Mm.
Even if it's upside down. So, how tall are you?
7'2".
Yeah, you've got to be expecting 5 foot high ceilings.
Yeah.
He's the tallest in the group, other than the orc. I think orcs.
I'm taller than the orc.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're 40.
Okay, so I'm now going to be doing a initiative roll for those in the water. Those up the top will not get a chance to participate in this battle because they've stayed out of the water.
Yeah. That's why I didn't get on the water.
Alright. I'm assuming perception?
Perception.
20. Dirty 20.
Assuming
wizard cast spells on
assuming
the water.
Darkrock doesn't get disadvantage because he's looking at the ship more than outside, it's a 30 upgraded.
What was Parry's?
Yeah.
25.
All good?
And what was
Dying?
Andre's?
23.
It's slow cooked beef. And I'm just pulling the fat out of it because, yeah. Thumb joke.
Okay, so Sathrop, with his really nice roll, sees what appears to be a large shark moving through the waters above everyone.
Hi, I'm Bruce.
If we had a ranger that could do some animal friendshipy type stuff with it, that would have been awesome.
I don't have animal friendship.
Yeah, I know. I don't think it's something that they...
Yeah, unless of course the underwater being my area of expertise.
You believe it to be a great white shark.
They tend to eat seals and whales with the blubber.
Southpop will continue hiking up the rope, trying to get people's attention and pointing at the shark and say, hey, they're over there. Of course, 50 feet the whole time, whether he takes this to him, different question entirely.
Could have been worse, could have been a tiger.
Okay.
And we'll aim to move as much as he can with the height of the rope and being pulled out.
You have 5 feet. You have 5 feet of slack between you and Parry.
Right. Yeah. He'll be aiming to move towards the ship, so therefore at least there'll be one side as cover. But I'll have perfectly understand he's not going to get very far.
Okay, so...
And I guess with his third action, he will raise his butler.
Raising the buckler is always good.
Well, he's not going to do much in the fight anyway. It's okay. I'm not certain how well our chemical potions are going to work underwater.
Especially if they have ones that have nasty effects with water.
In the bright side, you get to drink like a fish.
Well, it's also a problem of mixing potions. That could cause problems.
Especially if they come in a little glass vial, and you got to get the glass, got to get out of the hard container into your gullet.
Okay.
Not like you're going to swallow it and wait for your body to digest it.
As a Zarthrop tries swinging towards the ship, he does meet eyes with someone and has to make a will saving throw.
Well, hang on. I'd like to question tomorrow.
I knew there was going to be a shark because you mentioned it.
18 plus. There's my will. 28.
28. Okay. You have gained the condition frightened.
Okay.
Underwater, they can't hear you scream.
Except there's a lot more bubbles coming up.
Did I see what the eyes were?
So,
Too good a look.
you didn't get a great look, but you have the sense of impending doom coming for you.
Ah,
Well, at least it'll get rid of the shark, won't it?
Impending doom. No.
Which means all your checks are now reduced by 1.
Little.
yep.
That can be worse than that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, I can imagine that. But... So it's not like dread. It's just doom.
Yeah, it's like if you're like stunning like with a monk.
Okay, so
It takes
parry.
actions away as opposed to cancelling the whole round.
Right.
Hello.
parry now. You can you have Willie pointing out the shadow of a shark above you.
Above us.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
You mean Garthop?
But it's
Okay,
only-
sorry, Zarthrop pointing it out, and the creature is huge in comparison to you guys, so it takes up 15 feet square.
15 foot square.
Well, 15 foot cube, to be honest.
That's pretty much 3 square. It's like
So
like
this
15 foot wide,
15-foot
it's like
cube is
15
only
foot
about
long, but
Yeah. Is that the only thing near us?
That is what Zarthrop has been pointing out.
and try to drag people towards the boat to get some shelter from one side.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
very
into the eyes
effective,
of doom.
I'll also indicate to the rest of the people under the water to probably swim towards the boat as fast as we can.
Okay.
So
What do
basically
do?
you
As we
pick up Zarthrop.
as we are being circled.
Give me a athletics check as you try to move fast through the muck.
Athletics, my favorite skill. 23.
Okay, you manage to hustle through the mud, moving towards the ship,
Hey.
and starting to pull Andre towards it. And next up is Andre.
Okay. So, everybody wants to get to the ship quickly. So, what else I could do? Was it 3 moves or was it
3 actions.
3 actions?
You can do 3 moves.
How many moves to the boat?
Technically, you're going around the boat. He can touch the boat by reaching out with his weapon.
And Willie was starting to climb.
No one's touched the boat yet.
Okay, well, I'll let's see. Okay, so I'll move up to Willie.
You can't. Parry is pulling you.
Okay, so we've got Willie there, and
Yep.
Parry's gone the other opposite direction.
Well, Parry hasn't come towards you. Parry's gone straight for the boat. As you were going around the boat, that means you're being pulled towards the boat, not towards Willie. And I commented that the ropes were taut before, as you were feeling it being pulled.
You're getting familiar with wood.
So, to the boat I'm going, by the looks of things.
You can move to the boat with assistance because you've got two people technically pulling you towards the boat.
Hello.
Okay.
This beef.
So I've now...
You do want this beef?
Is everybody within 15 feet of me?
Technically.
Yeah. Okay. After going against the boat, I am now going to be doing bless to everyone. Activating bless.
Okay, can you do so without speaking?
I believe so. I just do it's manipulation, mental, and an aura, and concentration.
Just trying to figure, because we haven't really done the spell since we switched over to the updated system.
Boy? You're not sure?
Yes, because there doesn't seem to be anything that says you can't.
After the spell can range from a simple word of magical might experience. A simple requires the character to make gestures and other incantations, but being unable to speak prevents might spell casting from word caster.
You can't cast because you are unable to speak.
Can I cast anything?
Well, you can't talk to each other. You can't speak.
In theory, if I chose the right spell, I could have. There's a spell where I can talk to one member of the party telepathically, and they can talk back.
So if it has the subtle spell trait, you can cast that underwater.
I don't think anything I've got is subtle.
Well, so that's things like message.
Or you have conceal spell feat, which allows you to add an action to cast things subtly.
That would be great if there was.
If you had a language of a water.
If you could speak,
creature.
if you could breathe underwater, then I could say
Aquan or something
Aquan
like that.
yeah.
He could cast a spell
Speak
in
merman.
Aquan. Yeah, merman or whatever. Yeah. Okay.
Or even lizard folk?
Not necessarily.
Because they're semi-aquatic, aren't they?
Yes, but they also exist outside of the water.
They're air breathers, right?
And they use draconic.
Right.
Okay,
And
so
if you die on their part, if they're one of them in your party and you die, you're lunch. They don't care.
neither do halflings. Normally.
You cannibalistic piece of garbage.
We've got to get third breakfast from somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay, I'll raise buckler.
you'll raise your buckler.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got
And
the
yes,
carpet ready.
you're up against the keel of the boat.
Great. So I'm being keel hauled.
About to be. Next, we're up to Willie.
Yay!
So you managed to get a little bit of slack on the rope as you see the others have gone up against the boat. One's on the all the way around the keel. You've got Anton just next to the rudder on the keel, and you're just past the rudder. You're probably about 20 feet from the top of the boat, above the captain's cabin.
Alright. Well, I will move so that I'm right up against the boat.
Yep.
Keeping my eye on the shark that's moving around.
Okay. As you reach the boat, you can't see Parry, and you can barely see Andre.
Because
the boat's in the way.
Yep.
Yep. And basically I'm waiting for them to continue to come to me.
Okay.
But obviously keeping my eye on the shark, and if it comes near me, I'll scratch it with my claws, because that's what I do.
Okay, so you're ready in action?
Yeah, why not?
Well, that's the only way you can react.
Why not?
Okay, so yes, you're ready to attack if the shark comes within range.
Claws against something armed with teeth.
Oh, my claws do good damage.
So do his teeth.
Yeah, well, yes, that's true.
Okay, as you watch as it moves,
Because by nature they're curious.
Yeah. As long as it doesn't sort of go for the norm.
you see it sweep past at high speed in an aggressive move. You feel the current of the water shift as it goes past.
Mm.
And they're made out of sandpaper.
As it seems to turn, move out of your light. It may be coming in for an attack.
It may be.
Okay, so back to Zathrop.
So I got to the side of the boat.
You with the help of Parry, you have reached the side of the boat. Unfortunately, you are unable to swim to it until he moved towards it.
Yeah, no, that's right. And that took me closer to the eyes.
You can't see the eyes anymore because they were on top of the boat and you're now underneath it partially. The keel was facing the shore, and for you to walk to the boat, you were partly under the keel.
Yep, over that. That gives more cover, so that's all right.
Pinching more at these.
Garthrock will delay, so that therefore he'll be able to move with the others quite happily when they're moving. So,
Okay. Willie gets to make a will saving throw. And Zathrop's frightened condition is now gone.
okay.
An 18.
Okay. Interesting choice, Willie.
Not really.
Willie is frightened 1 and slowed 1.
You're already underwater.
Yeah, that probably just brings him down the rest of it.
Yeah. How does that come to pass? Do I just suddenly go, "Meh"?
Yep, you've basically had the feeling of doom pass through you. As you're feeling like this is not the greatest place for you to be.
Told you so.
Could be a lot worse things happening.
The thing is, why isn't the shark being scared off?
It might be. That might be why he ran off.
Or it could be a psychic shark. Could be a psychic shark. Make sailors jump out of the boat.
Did Willie see a pair of eyes like Zarthop did, or
He
just
did
got
not.
a feeling of doom?
Feeling of impending doom coming his way.
Yep.
So when it's my go, I will act upon my feelings.
And then it is Harry's turn. You cannot see the shark, but you felt it move by.
Okay.
You actually had all your hair waving in the direction of the shark's movement. And Zarthrop sort of stretched out in that direction as well.
So, what's going to happen is that I am going to follow where Willie went and go up and over the ship.
So you're going to try to climb over the ship?
Yep.
I didn't go that way, by the way.
Well, I was.
Well, he's taking the shot.
How'd you lose sight of Parry?
I came around the side of the.
So imagine you've got a truck on its side. You're basically sitting under the wheels, and Parry's and Willie's gone around the side of it. And so all three of you have come directly at the ship, meaning that there's a ship between you guys.
Yeah. Is there any looking at the ship, is there any kind of cover, like a hatch or a captain's quarters or something that we can get to?
Not along the keel. They don't normally put holes in the bottom of the boat.
Okay, so Harry is going to... So we're on the side, or at the back?
No, you're not at the side at the back. You're literally under the bottom of the keel.
Okay.
Oh, we're under the boat.
Yeah, okay. Well, no, like, we're on the side, we're physically on the side of the boat, but the boat is on its side, so we're actually inside the bottom of the boat.
Okay.
And Willie has moved further round to get towards what I assume was effectively the broken end of the boat that we're under, is that right?
No, that's the broken end is the other side of it. He's past the captain's cabin, the broken end is the prow. The captain's cabin is at the aft.
Okay. I'm just going to follow Willie.
Okay. You start pulling Zarthrop behind you as you start going towards Andre.
Zarthrop will be using his movement to actually come along behind us if possible as well. We're delayed deliberately to...
what I was getting at there, Jeremy, is technically you could still move afterwards as you sort of start to move where Parry moves.
Well, I mean, I'm figuring yes, we're aiming to move together to make it as easy as possible. So.
Okay, so you've come round, reaching Andre. Andre finally gets some slack on the rope. Cool. As you realise you'd almost gotten the rope tangled in the rudder.
Which is not good.
It's a big rudder.
It is a big rudder because it's a long ship.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, they're normally fairly big because they need to be big to move.
Because if you went over the top,
then it would have wrapped around the rubber.
Oh, yeah.
And then he would have been stuck and then trying to pull and Willie pulling on the other side, and that would have just been funny.
Yeah, then the spell runs out.
Okay, so yes, you reach him and start moving past him, seeing Willie in the distance.
Okay.
Andre.
Okay, I move up to... Can I move up to Willie with one move?
No, or? You can do it with 3. It is difficult terrain down here.
But would I be able to do it with being anchored with 2 other people?
Well, technically you're not being anchored if you have slack. Yeah. There is no anchoring with slack.
Yeah, in that case I will move up to Willie.
Which is why it takes longer to move when you're not being pulled.
Yeah.
And yes, you reach Willie with 3 moves. Okay. Everyone sees a shadow pass overhead as the shark zooms over the top of the wreck. That brings us to Andre making a will save.
That's a 23.
Okay, you become frightened as the feeling of impending doom grasps your heart.
I've had worse. Nah, it's more of the pain that I'm worried about.
You're going to join the...
Unless it's instant, then I couldn't care less.
I'm kind of interested about the number of dead people down there too.
No, you don't.
I mean, it was an unusual amount of dead people. That would be noteworthy.
Okay, so it is Parry's turn. Andre has taken off for Willie, leaving you and Zarthrop behind.
So who's run off?
Andre has, shuffled off.
Shuffled off.
Isn't he still tied to the rope between us and Willie?
Yep, you've only just gotten the rope taut as he's reached Willie.
Okay.
Okay. I'm assuming we're just going to continue to go around the... I'm assuming we're just going to continue to go around the boat until we find a shelter to hide from this shark.
Yeah, okay. So we haven't reached Willie yet, have you? Is that what you said?
That is correct.
Okay, yeah. So
Well, we're going to
keep moving forward to the far line.
Yeah.
We go take 3 actions.
It will take 3 actions for Parry to reach you.
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Okay, just looking up a spell to see what they've changed it to.
Great.
Well, it's always good to get the right spell for you guys.
Yep.
Okay, so what is Zarthrop doing now that you've been now that you have reached Willie?
Well, what can we see?
At the moment, you can see that a shark had passed overhead, but it hadn't come down to attack you yet.
And have we got any access into the ship from this location at all? Or?
You have just reached the captain's cabin, and it's still sealed up and not broken on the aft end of the ship.
Okay. Garthop will attempt to open the cabin.
You want to try to pry the window open?
Okay. Is that what we're getting access to?
You would have. I was just trying to say you probably would have gone round to where the door was, not on the rear window.
Okay.
Well, we will follow where Willie had gone. So
Some spells.
wherever Willie's ended up, if there's an access point that's available, Garthop will attempt to open it.
Okay. That would definitely be a thievery check.
Okay. Let me hear the dice fails. Yeah. Thievery plus 14, 22.
22. Okay. Trying to get it open, it doesn't seem to open. You're not sure if it is jammed due to being in the water for so long.
Yep.
Is it shuttered or glassed?
Excellent. If I've got actions left at the ground or this option, I can attempt it again. I don't know if the Pathfinder will allow that sort of thing, but I'll see if I can unwedge the slightly swollen wood.
I would go as an athletics check for you, with disadvantage by being underwater.
Yeah. Okay. When I say trying to make sure that it's more, so it's still attempting to manipulate the locking system, so I was still aiming for thievery kind of that, but recognising that if I've potentially unlocked it as much as the thievery allowed, but it's still not moving, then I'll go to the dodge. No. Athletic is 10.
Athletics of 10. Okay, as you're doing so, you feel something strain inside you as you critically fail the pull of the window.
Mm-hmm.
Ow.
Is he a wizard?
Kind of. Alchemist.
Alchemist.
Archaeologist, he said.
Oh, you're an archaeologist.
Yeah, he's a grave robber.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that
he's a thief.
Now that you're all together, you get to make a reflex saving throw.
Oh, great.
All of us, or
All of you.
Great.
uh, 24.
Thank you, Kevin, for Garthop.
22.
And parries?
$33 upgraded.
Okay, so Parry, you're the only one who seems to be unaffected, as the rest of them start to be looking as if blood is dripping off them.
Dripping off them in the water.
Is this
Yep.
a haunt?
No. It's an aquatic revealing light.
I'm sure that'll make the shark happy.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a variant of aquatic revealing light. So, Parry, now that you've made your thing, you can see each of your companions glowing slightly with that light.
Mm-hmm.
Glowing, sorry.
Wait.
They're lit against the water.
So they're lit up with blood. Is that what I'm hearing?
Looks like they're lit up with blood dripping off them.
Oh. Basically trying to get the shark over here. Okay.
Well, something in the boat doesn't want you to get in.
Well, I don't want the shark to really come towards us. Do I believe this effect to be magical? With an Arcana check.
You do.
Okay, cool. I'm going to use Dispel Magic.
Does Dispel Magic allow you to cast it concealed? Is it subtle?
Give me 1 second. I'll have a look.
It does not.
With cantrip, it's saying
It does not?
at will.
Yes.
Hold up.
Does that mean I still need to use my voice?
Yes. Unless it says subtle. It has to say subtle for you not to be able to use your voice.
Hold up.
It's not like Kazam.
Oh no, you got manipulation when it actually states the FG.
Manipulate is a trigger that sets off attacks of opportunity.
Yeah.
So anything that has manipulate means that you can be attacked while casting.
Okay, so I have to work out how to get that ability, which probably won't be available until like I'm level 10 or something.
Well, you got to get there first.
Yeah, concentrate and manipulate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whereas if you had an air bubble, that would have meant you could have been casting your spells.
Can you cast air bubble?
I don't think I can cast air bubble.
Not until the water breathing potion finishes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, air bubble only lasts a minute anyway.
Alright, well, best thing is to try and get everyone into cover. Like ASAP.
Do you wish to break open the window, showing your mighty strength?
Sure.
Be a good archaeologist.
Give me a parry athletics roll.
Parry athletics roll.
Which I'll give you with advantage because, hey, you've been doing so well so far.
Okay. That's a 28 upgraded.
Okay, so there is a feeling of water rushing past as you see the window to the captain's cabin ripped right off its hinges.
Nice.
The cabin wasn't already flooded?
It was, the movement is the window going flying past you.
Oh, yeah.
I said ripped off the hinges. If it had just been opened, you wouldn't have felt a thing.
Well, the real reason you got advantage is because Valfrog
Loosened it.
has the lack, it was technically stuck.
So I got both ends of the spectrum on my roll. I got a 20 and a 1.
So it's lucky it wasn't disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how many actions was that for Parry? You see, but you need to move in?
That was one action.
Move in?
He can move in if he wishes to.
Yeah, I'll take a spend 2 actions to move in and hopefully pull people along.
Okay, you move in and pull Zarthrop in behind you. It is Zarthrop's go.
Okay. Can we he'll have a look around the cabin and see if what's in here that might be useful against Shark or whatever it is that Passing Cold had it?
He delayed his go to after parry. But I put him before parry for some reason.
Wasn't he trying to pick the lock?
He was, yes. I got the orders confused. So yes.
Sorry. Okay, that's fine. I've done.
All good. So you're looking around after being dragged in. Then it is Andre's go.
Okay. I'll go.
You're being the rope's been pulling you into the hole.
Yes. Can I pull the rope, point to the window, and go through the window?
You can. But because you're standing next to him, it's a lot of pulling if you want to get it taut.
Okay, that's right. I'm right next to it. Okay, I can pat him on the shoulder, point to the window, and then head into the.
Because the funny thing is, just like he's right beside you, so.
Yeah, that's it.
Just turn around and look at you.
But the only issue is this monk is so wound up. I'm afraid that I tap him on there, I'm going to get my face punched in.
Well, luckily that wasn't his trigger.
Yep.
So yes, you get his attention with a tap and then dashing through the window, which brings us to Willie. You're frightened and slowed. Finish at the end of the turn. You just have one less action.
I follow them into the cabin.
And even with your less action, you basically easily move the same distance they do.
So I move in. What's the cabin look like?
Okay, so the cabin.
I'm talking to or bubbling it really at Barry saying, "Here enough, you've got a closed window now, wouldn't it?"
So along with a few other bits of ruined furniture and tattered sheets of a canopied bed twisted like ghosts above the snap wooden bed frame, knotted amidst the linens, a drowned man idly floats in the room's murky waters. A closed footlocker sits on its side at the far end of the room, and through the doors of the captain's cabin you can see a octopus of medium size. Meaning it is as big as you.
It's a human-sized.
Human-sized octopus on the other side of the captain's door.
Well, is that just including the legs as well, or is that just the body?
Well, you can just see the legs.
It just constitutes a medium-sized creature.
No, which is basically a standard-sized octopus.
Oh.
It's a Pacific octopus.
A standard-sized octopus is about yay big.
Blue rings are only about this
blue
big.
rings are really small. They found one in Parramatta River too.
Oh, dude.
And they're tasty too.
Yeah, I like calamari.
Yeah. Little space aliens. Crunchy.
Very intelligent.
Oh, hyper intelligent.
And also while you're doing that, you see the out of the window you just came through, the big shark, well, the huge shark, seems to have come right up to the window.
Come up to the window?
Yeah.
Not swimming past, it's at the window.
It's at the window, and seems to be holding at the window.
That's very unshark-like.
When it's my go, I'm going to make it wish it hadn't done that.
Okay, so you also see the captain's door seems to be the handle slowly turning, and the door opening.
Oh, that's bad.
Okay, so Parry, you're up.
The door's opening?
The door is opening, yes.
Great.
You can't find an octopus underwater.
You can, it's just difficult.
Difficult. You need a knife.
Claws.
Knife? I've got knives all over me. Guess what the holy item of holy weapon of Pharasma is? Daggers.
Firstly, what's
Harry is going to Which way's the door opening towards us?
Captain's cabin, I'm going to say it opens
Inwards, yeah.
inwards, yes.
Right, cool. Harry's going to position himself so that the door conceals him.
Okay.
Squish.
You try to get behind the door?
Yeah.
Okay. Zarthrop is dragging on behind you.
Followed by
Perfect.
Andre.
It takes you one action to get there. What do you do with your other two actions?
I think that'll be my turn. I'm just basically hiding from whatever's coming in.
Yeah, you got these two neon signs next to you pointing at you.
And yes, the other three are still glowing brightly in this space. Not as brightly as
We're still underwater, yeah?
Yep. Glowing not as brightly as their other lights, but they are bright enough to easily see against the backdrop.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought there was also the floating globe of light, which gives 60 feet of light. You give this away.
This is that.
Yes, but the thing is, if you've got multiple things, you can actually have people blur. But each one of you is now well lined.
Yeah. It's a druid spell.
Zarthrop is now up.
And the door's opening, and we hear that there's an octopus on the other side that's apparently opening the door. Is that the situation?
Yep, and you're almost in the opening. So thanks to parry.
Oh no!
Okay.
Well, I guess it's being
I'm going to try and drop a versatile vial bomb, electricity bomb, just at the door, outside the door, and then aim to move.
Okay, so as soon as you let it go, it's just floating there.
Does it have a top? I'm not sure how these bomb things work.
Smash.
Yeah.
You got to basically step on the bloody thing underwater.
As it's slowly moving towards the ground in the direction you threw it.
It's probably just going to bounce off there, unless it's something.
Well, and I'm looking at the octopus.
I know, I'm just more worried.
As you look at the octopus, you realise its legs are easily over a metre in length, and its upper body is not that of an octopus.
Sorry?
Its upper body is not that of an octopus.
See which.
Oh, okay, so... so I recognise the eyes.
Yes, it is the same eyes that you saw before. Now you can see its teeth.
Good.
It has a feel of a piranha looking at you.
Okay, well, I'm going to...
I guess the pet of the sea witch.
Okay, so let's see if I can get you a nice view
We
without.
can't talk to it.
How does that look for you there,
No.
Jeremy?
Yeah. It looked almost as nice as I imagined.
It's a sea hag.
It's what was it? What's her name from
Ursula.
Ursula. So what?
With worse dentition.
Okay.
Yeah, with sharp pointy teeth.
So my second action then will be to effectively try and slam the vial into the door frame next to the, or if I can slam it into the critter, if I can reach, great. Otherwise, slam to the door frame, so at least there'll be some splash effect, hopefully.
The
Okay.
area effect of this thing is because I think you might be just outside it.
Maybe.
Right, it's only got a 5 foot area effect.
Maybe.
So,
Yeah, that's on land.
Okay, so how much damage does your vial do?
2d6 to what it hit, and 5 splash damage.
Okay, so roll your 2d6.
I hope you do snake
It's 7.
So Zarthrop takes 7 damage.
Yep.
Parry takes 7 damage.
I take 7.
Hang on, Harry taking damage.
Yeah, he's on the other side of the door.
Oh, that's right. He's directly on the side of
So
it.
the door's actually going to be blocking the.
You're underwater playing with electricity.
The door doesn't have any glass in it.
No.
It doesn't have any metal to
Ground it.
ground it.
Yes, but it normally has glass in it.
Oh, okay, so there's an opening in like the door has a frame, like there's an opening in the door. Okay,
There is an opening in the door.
It's not a solid wood door.
Not a solid wood door.
Yeah, okay. But then the 7 points of damage was only to those that were actually hit by the flask. Normally.
I know,
And the 5 points would be.
it has created a ball of area.
Okay. Did it get the octopus thing?
It did.
Okay.
And how much damage does it do to those on the edges of it?
Yeah, okay, so 7 points for the thing, and it's got a 5-foot flash radius of another 5 points.
Okay, so that means Andre and Willie take 5 points of electrical damage.
Well, technically, no, if the creature, like, okay, normally if it hits the creature directly, it would take the 2d6 plus the 5.
And what I'm saying is you created something that has a larger effect underwater.
Getting electricity.
Yeah, but I'm saying the fact that those of us who are actually in the salt line effect, for 2d6, should have taken 12, not 7.
Oh, so that means the close people take 12 damage. So Parry, Zarthrop, and the octopus take 12.
Yep.
And I take 5.
My mistake. I'm happy with that.
Ow.
And what do you do with your third? What do you do with your third action now that you've gotten all that done?
Third action will be to aim to take cover right behind the door. Or basically move away from the critter.
Okay, Andre, electrifying.
Yes.
Yes, totally charging.
Your hair is sticking out everywhere.
Well, it is.
It's underwater.
Anyway.
Normally it's floating, now it's sticking out.
Okay. You can't hear it, but you notice there are lots of bubbles coming from Zarfok's mouth. As he's going.
Yeah, he's laughing and cackling, the little prick. Okay. Are we ready? Oh well, since the crazy gnome's already attacked.
Hey, the crazy gnome had already been attacked by it, so he saw the eyes first.
So can I actually stab at it with the help?
You can. Take you 2 actions to get there.
Was it 2 actions?
But you're underwater.
Means I can't raise.
The others were closer.
Means I can't raise my buckler before I attack. No. Oh well. I stab at the. Roll. Well, doing a 22.
You hit. But you have brought yourself within melee range of it.
Well, I've got reach.
Is it?
Right, you have brought yourself into melee range of it.
He thought I got reached.
Yeah.
I just pissed it off.
Its legs or arms. Oh, it's
okay.
not a
No, the amount I rolled is a 1 plus my strength bonus, total of 4 points of damage. So I pissed it off.
You don't have a magic weapon?
If it's a spirit, I'll do actually more damage, but yeah. No, I don't have any magic stuff yet.
Oh, really? Jesus, we're going to have to fix that.
Willie, apparently you're up. Are you going to mess up that shark?
No. With the clear indication that our tentacled friend is a monstrosity, I'll move over and give it a...
Presumably the shark's got a magic way in if it's going to get through the window.
Yeah, give it a Hadouken.
Okay, do everything underwater?
Sure.
To everyone's envy, you move smoothly across the floor as if you're in the air.
Well, currently I'm the only one envious of you.
Yeah, it is weird though. The character
No, but I think it's a monk thing.
Ah! Yeah, okay, fair enough.
No, because you're supposed to be mystic and that. So, yeah.
He's very spiritual.
Yes. And the other thing is, you're not an elf.
Yes.
Because it'd either be a monk thing or an elf thing.
You pray to Ruby on a regular basis.
Please stop. Please stop. So I'll move over and give it a thwack if I can.
You can try.
I move to get over.
Mm-hmm. One move gets you there.
Yep.
You're standing shoulder to shoulder with Andre.
I want to actually be 5 foot closer because I've got to be in hand to
Well,
hand.
the thing is, I've got reach, so I will be behind you anyway. I've got halberd.
Sure. Which is why I need to be closer. Alright. So... Alright. Ooh, that's not bad at all. So the first hit's a 35.
That's a crit.
And not what other one's not quite so good. 29.
29 is a hit.
Cool. Okay, so the crit, I do bleed damage. Because that's what I do.
Tiger style.
Yeah. Yep. So I will do. It's not undead, is it?
No.
No, I didn't think so. So 3, 6, 15. Well, actually, pretty easy to do it that way, isn't it? 9, 18. 24.
24.
Slashing.
24 slashing, and how much?
Oh, that's right.
Well, sorry, that's in the first hit.
I didn't.
So I should just tell you the whole.
Mine was piercing.
24, 27, 35. So 38 damage total. And it's going to need to make a fort versus being stunned. Fort save versus being stunned.
Okay.
Not that it's going to need much. I don't think
Didn't get a lot.
Oh, I could choose,
whatever.
I could choose slashing as well.
That would be a 16.
Oh, it did fail! Oh my god! So that's a stunned one.
Mm-hmm. So it loses one of its actions.
Yeah.
Oh. Cool. I actually can attack from 10 feet away.
So.
Reach out and touch someone.
Yeah. Okay.
It's an anti-cavalry.
Most people attack from 5 feet away.
I don't feel unhappy about that.
Okay, so behind you, Sarthrop feels the rope go slack. As you realise now there's nothing to pull you back up.
Oh, right, okay, so yes. I was thinking, hang on, okay, at the back of the line, but no.
He was at the back of the line, and you did have a rope leading all the way out.
That damn shark. Well, on the plus side, at least it hasn't gone into a blood frenzy because there's blood in the water.
Okay, and then the person in front of you decides to make you regret your life choices.
It's likely to be very successful.
Aiming for Willie, and that would be an armor class of 30.
Good enough. Mother smack. Ow!
So that's 21 points of piercing damage. Magical.
Yeah. For me, I just take damage as everybody else. So, total of 26 at the moment.
And goes for another spear.
So basically, it's getting its legs, with tentacles, and going spear.
It actually has a spear.
Oh, it's actually got a spear.
Actually got a spear.
Ah! Okay.
With nice rusted ends.
Oh, yay.
It's alright.
Okay,
We survive this, we can fix that. That's the least of our problems. I don't think you're worried about tetanus at the moment.
Not at the moment, but maybe in the future.
So that would be hitting an armor class of 20.
No, that's
Not
not
getting hit.
Good, so it's not too much of a monstrosity.
Well, kind of.
And it moves out of sight.
How?
Just sort of shoots up.
There's no roof?
It's outside. It was outside the captain's cabin.
Oh, it was outside?
It was
Yeah,
outside.
it was in the door.
It opened the door, and people were going to slam the door shut on it.
No, somebody did, but electrocuted us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I had... Okay, yeah. My mental picture was around the wrong way.
I thought it was in the hull, coming into the cabin from inside.
It was sitting on the outside deck because the captain's cabin normally sits on top of the ship, not inside the ship.
So therefore it was underneath.
No, it was sitting where you'd see the deck out front of the captain's cabin's door.
Right.
Before the between the stairs that rise up to where
After it's on its side and not on the...
Damn!
Yep.
Damn.
Okay.
Still have to cast a stupid spell.
Parry, you are up and your hair's standing up. You have that just shocked feeling.
The atmosphere is electric.
Great.
And you can't see octopus lady. Or guy, depending on which one it is.
Yep. I mean, this is going to be rough. A lot of walls. So there's no way for me to cast air bubble with the water breathing potion.
Well, you don't meet the trigger for air bubble.
Yeah, I was about to say the trigger says you have to, when they can't breathe. Look.
Okay, so if we strangulate him...
That's not stopping him breathing, that's just harming him.
Oh, okay.
His body's still technically able to breathe even if you're stopping the breathing motion. It's also like if you stab someone through the heart, that's not necessarily stopping their heart, that's killing them.
Yeah. It's like giving someone a heart attack with a 38 caliber bullet.
So we don't have, so we're trapped in this little room with an octopus that's float off somewhere and there's a shark out the window.
That is correct, you can see the shark. And your lifeline to the shore has been severed.
Oh, great.
You're welcome back.
Or swimming. Keep on swimming, keep on swimming.
Yeah, I guess we have to try and... Oh, shit.
You have started an echo. It is amusing when you have to
Still there?
Yeah.
I believe you have to kill his audio to stop the echo.
Well, I'll throw another lightning vial. What's the worst that could happen?
Where it goes off at the moment you sent it. I'm going to do a line.
Yeah, boom.
Well, while we're waiting for Josh,
Zarthrock will go first. Yeah.
Zarthrock has skeleton's gloves, like next to item,
Yep.
that allows an innate occult spell or telekinetic hand. Is that something that can be cast, or is that something that needs the verbal component for something to work?
If it says it can be activated, normally I believe activation, you should be able to get it off without, if you're lucky. I will have a quick look at activation in the magical thing while that's happening. Hopefully Josh will be back in a
I thought it
moment.
was just thinking of it.
Yes, but Pathfinder is rather specific.
Yeah, I'm happy to go with what, like I said, if I ask the question, I thought, oh, hang on, I'm not casting it, big casting it, but yes, how to activate it, ask the question.
Okay.
Does it say cast a spell?
I've got it up again now, looking for it, 320 now, 362. Oh, hang on. Help well look at
I can do smite.
262?
Can we change the spell?
362.
362.
That doesn't seem to make much sense. Oh, hang on, no, that's probably the spell. Hang on a moment, the charlatan's glove. Where's they gone?
Manipulate is a trigger. It's when you use manipulate, it sets off anyone with an attack of opportunity within range. I said that earlier.
Oh, it's 286. It's the spell in the GM.
286. We're looking at Charlatan's Gloves. It is cast, so it has the same results of casting Telekinetic Hand as if you're casting Telekinetic Hand.
Okay, great. But I mean, can I effectively get that spell off there?
Sorry, I'm looking up Telekinetic Hand because that's the next thing I need to look up.
That would be the 380, whatever that I had in my head before. So. 362.
Okay, I was in the wrong page. 362, Telekinetic Hand. It requires sound, ability to speak.
Harry's going to delay. Will's just woken up and I might be away for a little bit.
I understand.
In which case then, so Zarthrock then will, if the octopus is gone, the shark is gone, well, we can see the shark when he can't get through the window. Zarthrock's going to have a look around the cabin.
Okay.
See what he can find.
So, people up on the shore can see the lights moving and Scar saying he thinks they're coming back because the rope's gone slack and he's starting to pull it in. Okay, so while you're having a look around, you do see that the you've got the corpse and you've got the locker. Which bit are you going to look at first?
He'll look at the locker first.
Okay, you spend an action to move over to the locker. Are you doing anything with your next action?
I will start to see if I can open the locker with the thievery tools if needed.
I am happy for you to do that. It does look watertight.
Okay, so the locker is...
It's a locker designed for sea travel, meaning it looks as if it will have an air pocket inside it.
But it's built into the ship, or is it something that been collected separately?
You can pick it up and walk off with it if you wish to.
Okay, well, in that case then, I will aim to grab the locker. If it's luckily airtight, then don't want to get stuff wet in there if I want it.
Okay, so you've grabbed the locker, and I'll say that's your turn at this point, and go back to Andre. Zarthrop has claimed a locker. Would you like to claim the dead person?
Actually, yeah, I will.
Okay, you have no problems claiming the dead person. They're still dead.
Yeah, but he really needs a funeral.
Good job.
Okay, give me a perception roll as you claim the dead body. This is your ability to notice something in passing.
Oh, that off. That's a 27. It was nearly on a 20. It rolled onto the 14 instead.
You notice a holy symbol on the body. As I was going to describe the holy symbol to you. The holy symbol is that of what appears to be a fly with a skull in the back of the fly.
Oh, that's not good.
That's it.
The holy symbol of the pallid princess known as Orgathara.
Yep. She's a big fan of the undead.
Disease, gluttony, and undead.
And also disease.
Mm-hmm.
And also disease, yes. Disease is one of her big things. Her realm is known as blood rot.
Yay!
Lovely.
And that is her manifestation form.
Oh, it didn't go on and off?
No.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Are we still
Glasses on, so I didn't-
weeping blood type effect from the spell?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
And well lit at the same time.
Yep.
Okay, so that brings us to Willie. One's grabbed the body, one's grabbed the case.
Is the shark still at the window?
It is still at the window.
Okay.
It's got its mouth open in what looks to be a toothy laugh.
I'm going to move over.
Mm-hmm.
And as a way of hopefully surprising the shark, I'm going to use my expanding staff, and I'm going to ram it in the face with my expanding staff.
Oh, bit of monkey magic.
Pretty much.
It will give you an attack roll with advantage.
Boom!
Just not expecting it.
Well, it's better still. I was thinking of,
Yeah.
God, this is a plagued corpse. Throw it into the shark's mouth.
No, Peter, you missed an opportunity there.
Have I?
Because the shark had the mouth open, you could have put the staff into the mouth, then expanded it.
I want to keep the staff. That's the thing. It's very useful.
You don't knock the teeth out, you knock the nose. Sharks have a very sensitive nose.
This is the Hague's pet.
Unfortunately, most of them don't have aquatic lore, so they wouldn't know the weaknesses of a shark.
Yeah.
Even if it were to bite them.
So effectively, it's a 28.
It's a 28. Okay, you just hit.
I just hit.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I come up to it with the thing. I put my body weight into it. Activate it as it.
Could have been a glancing hit, but you did hit it.
Okay. Oh no, I'm just trying to mentally picture it. Alright, so. Uh, 9 points.
9 points.
Crushing damage.
I've got a fairly tough hide.
Okay, so
She bleeds.
She bleeds?
And will continue to bleed until either she gets medical aid or I think even a spell that cures 1 hit point will fix it.
It will, yes.
Just so.
I remembered that. Okay, so the shark turns its head sideways and goes, try to numb. So I'm going to give it disadvantage on its attack roll.
How does it fit through the window?
It's going to try to bite you and the window at the same time.
Sure.
Its mouth is
It's doing
about,
a Bruce.
Yeah, it's basically eating window and you at the same time. As shown in Megalodon.
Okay, so that would be probably a miss because it got a 26.
Just a hit.
Just a hit. Okay, it slightly catches you in its massive bite. As you thought you got out of its radius. But luckily for you, you did minimum damage of 9 piercing. And it follows up with a savage for 12 slashing. He doesn't have to roll to hit for that one.
Good luck chucking healing potion.
No.
Not underwater.
And it swims away from the window.
Well, actually, it swims away from the hole.
Well, the hole that used to be the window.
Well, it makes it easy to get out now.
Maybe coming in for a ram, which will let it get into the room, now that the window is mostly gone.
So, in other words, we should go out another window.
Okay, so that brings us back to Zarthrop. As Octopus person is busy this round.
Okay, so
No
finish
fishy,
up on
no octopus.
the vest or tag, whatever it was. He was going to go back and have a look at the body, but apparently his body's got to be grabbed.
Yep. Nobody to worry about.
Nobody
okay,
cares.
check under the bed.
The bed is twisted and floating, so you can see under the bed quite clearly.
Okay, there's definitely nothing else in the room. Noting the shark is apparently trying to come in from the outside.
It is.
The shark will move to the cabin door and look out to see where they can see where Octopus went to.
You look out through the captain's door. Give me a perception roll.
25.
You can see part of its tentacle just over the top of the ship, so it's above the cabin.
How far away?
Enough that it is about 10, 20 feet with your head stuck out.
Okay. I will try and indicate that, yep. Octopusy, 20 feet away. Waving hand of tentacles, pointing, and then holding up double fingers.
Parry seems to be looking your direction. None of the others are.
Okay.
Well, currently you have your cleric seeing dead people, and you have your monk seeing what used to be a window array.
Yep, no, happy with that. That's all right.
Is Parry back? Parry's not back. That brings us to Andre. You've got the body. Zarthrop has gone out through the door where the hag is and appears to be pointing up. Maybe that's the way out.
Well, it is
pointing
an
up, maybe
exit
you can't
because
go
the
out
other
and-
exit has currently got a shark.
He's
Jack
swam
Fly's
away.
hole.
Well, give me a sense motive.
What do you roll for that?
That would be a... Society, I believe.
Oh, cool! I do have
Well,
that.
society was what became insight type effect.
Yep. Well, basically, he's seeing the end of your charade, so he's not actually seeing the whole thing.
23.
Okay, you
Yep.
believe he's saying danger up that way.
Danger's that way too.
But he's not pointing that way, he's pointing up his danger. This is the thing you get from him, not what everyone else is doing.
Okay. So there's a good chance that the shark may be on its way back. So I'll still head towards the door, but I will get the.
So even though he said danger that way, you head straight towards the danger? You know he's saying danger that way, and he's right outside the door. So you want to head straight towards where he's saying there's danger.
No, we head up to him.
Okay, yes, you're right up to him.
So what I'll do is...
You're now outside the cabin.
Oh, outside?
Yes.
I thought he was still inside the cabin looking up.
The only way you can look up is if you go outside the cabin.
Oh, okay. In that case, I wouldn't go that far.
So you go to the door and...
I'm going the doorway, but I'm also going to ready myself with the halberd if the...
Okay, so Zarthop just outside the door of the cabin.
Yes, he's just outside the door, which is where I thought Andre was heading.
No, I thought you were in the doorway.
I know.
And Andre finds himself at the edge of his rope.
Literally.
Yep. Because the length of the cabin is as far as the rope stretches.
Yeah.
Okay, that brings us to Willie. You have this pulling feeling of pulling you backwards.
I'll just drop the rope.
Okay.
But, so, in front of me, there's
now a big hole.
There's a big hole where the shark came through.
Well, where it did a big bite through the wood.
To the right is the door. Is that right?
The door is basically behind you. At the far end of the room.
The shark was coming through the back of the
ship.
Okay.
Okay, so...
Yep.
You can go through windows in the top of the ship or the bottom of the ship. I don't recommend the bottom because it's on the ground.
Mm.
Yes, but remember that technically you're not standing on the floor of the cabin, you're standing on the side of the cabin.
As best I can, I'm going to use stealth to basically go up.
You going to sever the rope?
I've just dropped it.
Okay, you've dropped the rope.
I was never tied to it. It was just there as a guide.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe something we could then use to pull.
The others tied themselves to it, so they weren't that good. Yeah, they did.
Well, no, the thing is, I did because
and when you look, you're dealing with archaeologists, wizards, and whatever else. Of course, they tie themselves to the rope.
Okay, so I will give you a stealth roll as you stealth through the water.
You're going to also make an intelligence roll?
Why?
Because we're glowy.
Why are you wanting to make an intelligence roll because you're glowing?
No, because he's glowing as well.
Yes, he is glowing.
Mm.
I'm still asking him to do a stealth roll.
Not great. 22.
22. Okay, so as you swim upwards, you do have that feeling of, hey, I am sort of visible.
There's not a lot of cover here.
There is, until I go out through the window.
So you've got,
so you go up to the window, and anyone who's not above the window can't see in. So
okay, and as you swim
absolute
up, the
cover.
Light winks out.
Oh.
It's only there for a couple of rounds.
In which case,
okay, cool.
I will carefully, as best I can, stick my head out and have a look around.
Okay, as you're looking around, a perception roll.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
16.
As you're looking around, you get a face full of something and go, what was that? It's rubbery and feels like it's sticking to you.
Okay.
You remember leeches.
I don't get to avoid it? Like attack rolls, that sort of thing?
You didn't see it?
Yeah, still has to roll attack rolls.
Give me a...
generally it does. I mean...
Will saving throw.
Willie needs to save.
Jesus Christ. Talk about shit rolls. 17.
17,
God
okay. You just managed to keep your cool as you realise it's just some sort of leather garment that's come downstream into your face.
I'll pop back down.
But hey, for a moment there you were panicking as if you'd been attacked by something.
Pretty much. I pop back down and pull it off my face. What does it look like?
Just looks like someone's top.
Alright.
Got slight burn marks on it.
Burn marks?
possibly come out of the Finwinkle temple.
The what?
That is upstream.
The halfling of Lost Priest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is upstream.
All right. Like my character's thinking he may have made a mistake doing this, but he's So I'm assuming that's the end of my go.
Yep.
And yeah.
Okay, so
You got Harry back yet?
Perry is not back. Perry is away. We have a M online, but unfortunately she's on the shore. And I will give our shore people a perception roll.
Just give me 2 seconds.
22.
I can see a big fin coming.
I've had some terrible rolls.
Oh well, at least you didn't roll it in combat.
Yeah, that's just that.
What?
Yeah. True.
What was your roll, M?
21.
21? Just
Yes, that's right. 21.
yeah, sorry, I was just trying to get clearly because it was sort of a murmur. So yes, 21 is nice. So yes, you hear splashing out on the water, but can't see what's causing it.
I rolled 22.
You hear splashing out on the water, but can't tell what's causing it. Okay, so
What's your telescope?
will a 33 hit Willie?
Yes.
As something comes bounding into you. What's your armor class again?
It's not a critical.
Sorry, wrong dice. Always interesting when you use the wrong dice. Okay, so that is 15 points of piercing as it slides on past you. As it comes in, attacks, moves out as a single action.
That's what fish do.
They have the strafing chomp as their ability.
So what was it that came through?
The shark.
The shark. How big is it? Like, how's it fitting in this room?
You said you went up. I thought you went out of the.
No, I went up.
Oh, you went up.
I got hit by the thing and pulled back down and went, what the?
In which case, then I'll say it bashed its head into the thing and managed to chomp at you, and then it basically spends the rest of its action wiggling out.
Okay.
So one attack and then escape. If you're outside, it would have had 3 attacks on you. As we then move on to Zarthrop having a attack against him. Apparently a very poor attack against him. As
Is this the octopus thing?
this is the octopus coming in and trying to stab you at an AC of 18.
How far away
AC
is it?
18 will miss.
How far away is it?
Yeah, because I was ready myself for the octopus to come.
How many moves did you take?
I only took 1.
Yeah. And what was the trigger declared?
Well, if the octopus came within range, I would attack it.
And you're inside the.
I'm in the doorway.
You're in the doorway. Then it's not within your range.
Okay. Oh, okay. So it's gone probably above him in attack.
It's gone above him and attacked.
Oh, fair enough.
If you were next to him, then he would have attacked you and would have come in your range.
Yeah.
But the octopus did have to get closer than the 20 feet that it was away, is that correct?
It did. It got within 10 feet of you, attacked, and then moved out of sight.
Okay.
Because it has a decent swim.
Just keep swimming.
because most of its actions don't work so well underwater. Okay, so that brings us to Zarthrop. You feel attacked.
Sorry?
You definitely feel attacked.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's good news, but it's certainly got way too close. And do I keep which way did it run away to? Like, did it go back up towards above the ship, or has it gone off the sideways or down? Or
It flew up. You think it got close to the surface?
Oh, that's a splashing.
Zarthrop then will aim to keep heading up the deck of the ship, basically getting to the side that's at the top.
Yep.
And
do you break the rope between you and Parry?
Sorry?
Do you break the rope between you and Parry?
No, he's happy to try and keep staying with Parry at the present time, with the intent of going up there. So he's only going to try and get to the edge of, like, basically looking for the railing of the ship on top there type stuff to actually be grabbing onto and giving support. So.
With the help of Parry, you get the locker to the railing.
Yep.
Okay, so that brings us to Andre. And are you going back for the body as you're ready to use your halberd with two hands? Because you can't carry the body and the halberd at the same time.
So I strap the body to myself.
Which you have not done.
No. The other thing is...
You do have a length of rope now to do so.
Oddly enough.
Yep.
Okay, what is Pharasma's view of a worshipper of an opposing deity?
Well, one thing is you still have to prepare the dead properly.
Yep, okay.
Whether or not it is of an opposing religion.
I am going to tie the body to me.
Mm-hmm. That's an action. Well, one action to get the body again, and one action to tie it to you.
Yeah.
As there is water movement.
And I can see Zarthrop is making his way through.
Making his way up.
Well,
yeah, so I will...
You can see the rope go through the door and up.
Yeah, so I'm going to follow him up, so I'm actually...
And as you get out there, your light pops off. The one that had been making you glow.
Oh. I thought it was my other light. I'm going, what? That is...
I'm blind! I can't see! Oh my god!
No, I'm going, what the hell?
Anti-magic shell. Just roll magic.
No.
Okay. And I'll say that it is now Willie's turn. The shark is obviously gotten a taste of you once more.
Pity you couldn't just shove Zarfrov's backpack in its mouth and then hit it with your wishing pole from range.
It wouldn't set off his stuff because they're not all made up.
Yeah.
Could we put your scuba tanks in the shark's mouth and shoot them with a gun?
Yeah.
And there are scuba tanks in the game. He's just not got any. Magic trumps scuba tanks. Unless you can't cast spells.
In which case you take what you can get.
So, in this room, there's effectively nowhere I can go where this shark can't get me.
You can go to the door, it can't get you there because it's too far away for it. It might try to wiggle in and break more in, but it's going to take a while. It'll probably take it maybe 3 or 4 rounds to break the back of the boat properly.
I'll move over to the door.
Mm-hmm.
And I will...
And you see a body floating behind Andre as Andre is moving up to the railing.
Okay.
Where you used to be.
Okay, so Andre's looking to get nommed by the shark.
Well, he's trailing bait with him. Maybe he's gone fishing.
Okay. So when I get to the door, I'm going to activate my let's go for force effect. And I'm basically looking around for an enemy that I can at some future stage swim up to and try to hurt.
Okay. As you're looking around, there are no enemies you can see at this stage.
Okay.
Which brings us to the back of the boat seems to shudder as big bits of it starts to break inwards.
Does the fish hurt itself doing this?
Yep.
So it's doing a parry in the process.
I'm like,
That's going to be a whole new adjective. Adjective or adverb?
Okay, and I will go to up on shore. You hear Scar start cursing as he's pulled out a rope that's broken.
Right.
Apparently, they broke the rope.
Broke it? Or
And he's cursing in Orcish in quite foul terms. As only orcs can.
as only orcs can.
Well, orc swear words are far more extensive than most others.
There
There are very few translations.
are some who will argue that orc is a continuous stream of vindictives.
Well, they tend to use a lot of nasty language. Yes.
Yes. They love their family, but if you ask for the maple syrup to be passed slightly the wrong way, it does get words added to it.
So what is Jasper doing as you've just been told the rope's broken?
Sorry, Martin, I'm also going to have to jump off from the others not falling asleep.
Okay. Well, we will see you next time or later if you make it back on.
Yeah, we'll see. Sorry.
It's at 10:30, so unlikely. So we'll catch you later.
Yeah,
Have a
thanks
good night.
guys.
See ya.
Bye.
So what is Doom doing now that he's found that they have broken their rope?
Well, is the rope broken or cut?
It looks broken.
How'd they break the rope?
He doesn't know.
Willie's just that strong.
No. Parry is that.
Yeah,
strong.
Parry's that strong. That makes more sense.
But it was tied to Zarthrop. He was the one at the back.
I tell you,
Maybe
Zarthrop that
Zarthrop
strong.
got eaten by a shark.
It doesn't look like it's severed. It looks like it's broken.
That... We would have felt the pull on the rope when it broke.
It just got slack.
Well, technically, if someone was strong enough to grab it in each hand and then just pull it apart, then you wouldn't feel any pressure on your end.
Plus, they also had it in a window, being pulled around a window when the shark just ran into it until it snapped.
Oh, right, yeah.
Doesn't take much to snap it when it's torn.
No.
And yeah, you can be confident that Garthrock wouldn't break it with his bare hands.
So
He's got a
this is
cushion
a
now.
normal size rope, isn't it? Yeah. In which case, yes, that's not surprising.
Generally rated to support 1 to 2 people if you're lucky.
Yeah, and they're only using it as a guide.
Yep. And it's wet.
Yeah, hemp rope, I take.
Yep. They didn't up for silk.
No, hell no. Too expensive.
And it gets lost very easily.
People steal it.
They don't steal it; they just happen to find it before
Free
you realise
appropriate.
you've lost it.
Find new owners. Set it alight.
Silk doesn't burn too well.
Anything can burn if you add oil.
I'm going to need to buy some more rope by the sounds of things.
Yeah, and some new
Party member?
party members.
Maybe.
Well, I'm not going down after them.
So, with that, we're back to Zarthrop. Are you going to drag Parry with you to the surface?
Apparently.
Or are you going to try to run across the top of it for the shore?
What, run across Parry?
Because he's now on the top of the boat, which is sideways, so he can run along the keel going down.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm assuming we're not carrying Parry. I'm assuming Parry's going to try and effectively move with Zarthrock.
Parry's got the other end of the locker to help you carry it.
Yeah. So in fact, yeah, it's probably easier to just go for along the like stay on the seabed or the riverbed.
Okay, you as an action you slide down to just over the keel, and then you dangle as you've taken the full length up to Andre.
Whoa!
Okay. Hurry up.
As it's Andre's turn, Andre's now being pulled against the railing.
Yeah, well...
That's going to bruise.
Oh, it's better than getting electrocuted. So, over the railing.
Okay, you go over the railing.
Oh,
and then you find yourself being yanked down to the ground as the others keep sliding. And then partway down, you get a jarring stop. The body has caught on the railing.
Oops.
No, it's alright. Break a couple of limbs and that.
As long as he's going to complain.
It's not moving. And you're taut between the rope.
Oh, yeah, because you got rope this way, rope that way, and you're stuck in the middle because you're tied to it.
The only way around it is if I climb up and go over the correct.
If you climb up, you've got to pull Parry and Zarthrock back with you.
With the chest.
But the thing is, I've got him tied to my back.
You tied him to the length of rope.
Okay.
It was a long rope.
Okay, can I...
Very hard to tie it to your back at the same time.
Yeah. Okay, can I cut the rope and grab the body?
You can cut the rope and then you'll hit the seafloor.
Okay, can I hold the body?
Well, I'd like...
You're not even touching the
You
body.
you could have cut the rope that's dangling downward and then climb back up to the body.
Yeah, I'll have to do that then.
Okay, you set Parry and Zarthrock free and easily get up to the body and pull it off as your action.
What are you doing?
It's the meat fairy. It's not the tooth fairy, it's the meat fairy.
Well, I am going to say that if you just run along the seabed, you will make it out without further attack.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing.
Because we are hitting at
10:30. And opportunity carry was the fact that we can try and at least stay in a bit of cover and things like that if we're moving.
You saw the emblem when
I am happy to say that, and I thought you'd find it interesting with the inability to say anything underwater. Really does make casting spells difficult. As you make it out.
I need to get a helm of water breathing.
Doesn't necessarily mean you'll be able to breathe under there either.
I'm using of all the party members, the 3 who weren't melee characters are the ones that went in.
I know.
Yes. No, the thing is, I can melee.
Yes, you can melee, but you're not a dedicated melee.
No. But I'm more dedicated than the buffers wizard.
You need a magic weapon.
Yes.
Get you
normally I would be good doing smiting all the time.
So,
I'm not sure about smiting.
Ross, the point was you're a secondary melee.
Yep.
You have a alchemist, you have a wizard,
Yeah.
and you have the monk who technically is a frontline melee specialist.
That's why he was going front. But the other thing is, I didn't want him to go by himself because he doesn't have extra eyes.
Okay.
I mean, ideally we could have all gone, but...
And the wizard and the alchemist are cannon fodder.
And pause for a sec while Jeremy speaks up.
Yeah. What I was getting at was, if Mark was here, we would have had another fighter type, and the ranger type is also one that potentially would be more likely to be downstairs. But I can certainly understand not going, absolutely. But I just managed to hang on. The spellcasters won't be able to cast spells, and my bombs will be much less useful.
Actually, downright dangerous.
Well, the firebomb wouldn't have done much. So I will go to end credits now, and we can chat afterwards.
Yep.